We're ready to go. Not a bad crowd in, I've got to say.
Yep.
On a Saturday, barely afternoon. And we're looking forward to this game. Two teams that I reckon are fairly evenly matched. I'm not sure, JB, why the Giants haven't been travelling well, but we're about to find out.
Maybe they can gather some back-season momentum. All right, Briggs and TDK ready to roll, centre of the ground. Perfect bounce. Briggs makes contact with DeConing, picked off by Chera, and then he's taken in a very good Giants tackle. And we'll do it all again, centre.
No Callahan in the team for the Giants today, JB.
No. Out. Had a few out, actually. A few injury issues.
Holding Green,
He's
free
going
kick.
Green's way.
Toby Green for it.
Holding, Toby Green.
And Toby Green will end up with the footy's miles away. Someone's got to go over and get it.
Yeah, it's going to be a fascinating watch to talk about why they haven't been.
What's happening?
Charlie!
Chance just ran over and then just ran past it. Allowed his team to reset.
Because their midfield has been depleted, so it's going to be a battle in there.
I knew he was a good bloke, Charlie, but couldn't possibly have done.
Not that good a bloke. Long inside 50 ball here for the Giants. Where's Hogan, who's in very good shape? Marked by DeConing. No, play on. Blues don't realise it's play on. That should be holding the ball. They flick it back to Doherty, who dumps it to half back. Almost a mark there for Tom Green. And now it's picked off by Chera.
And here they go through the midfield to Hewitt. Fogarty says, hold on, mate, slow it down a little bit so I can get in front of you. Hewitt dishes the handball to Akers, back in the side today. He gives it to Fogarty, along with him also back in. Neat ball inside 50, but very, very wide mark taken on the lead here. And the mark is taken by White, right where the 50 line intersects the boundary.
Run, guys.
Heading south in the first quarter of the Blues.
Come out with me.
White.
Pump. Zone.
Deep into the pocket, over the head of Mackay with what I would describe as a terrible kick. Aaliyah goes and gets it for the Giants. We'll have a ball up deep in Carlton's 50.
Thanks, Lee.
Blake Akers trying to tell Charlie Curnow where to lead and not lead. I would say to Blake, get out of my way. I'll lead wherever I want, and then I'll kick a goal from wherever I want.
Yeah.
Probably ask him how many goals he's kicked this year.
All of that, Kate.
Yeah.
Like, he's got that juice. It was a short lead for about 50.
Darren, Tom.
I think you let Charlie Curnow do whatever the hell he wants. We get a deep throw in now in the Blues forward half. No score as yet. Isaac Smith.
Oh, gee.
Nate McCarthy.
Two-man's just having a go at Akers as well. 48% kicking efficiency.
Well, there you go. So there's a couple of reasons why you don't listen to him. Himmelberg around the body.
Shots fired.
Dumping ball. And a nice bit of defensive work done by Cadman for the Giants, but it eventually spits out in a pretty comfortable mark. That'll be taken by Harry Himmelberg.
If I remember rightly, sorry BT, if I remember right, you had him in your crosshairs a few weeks ago, didn't you, Blake Akers, on a Thursday night?
I mentioned it pre-game, and then a couple of callers and special comments group backed over it 13 times.
Yeah,
Said.
yeah.
Graham takes a nice mark. Handball further afield to Thomas. Thomas to Green. This is Tom Green. Beautiful kick to Toby Green.
Yeah.
Toby Green marks right on the 50. Not with out of an opportunity here. Toby Green is going to go back and settle, and I'm really annoyed, and I'll talk about it through the day, but the guys sitting on the plastic chairs in front of the umpire's bench doing the interchange, it's just totally unnecessary. Just get rid of a few of those umpires doing nothing and sit on the bench. You don't need to be sitting there staring at the players while they're having a rest and talking. They're staring straight at them like bloody weirdos. It's not on. Toby Green from 50. Man on the mark is right on 50. Green's got the journey, and the accuracy's just off. Skimmed the post. Minor score for the Giants, one behind. Carlton yet to score. Beacon Trade scoreboard.
There's one bloke down there who I would not want staring at me.
No, and it's just no.
He looks very weird.
It doesn't happen at any other ground, JB. Why should it happen here?
I know. I would be intimidated by that man staring at me, just thinking, what are you about to do, mate?
Look at him. They just keep looking at him.
He's run too far.
Run too far. So a turnover ball inside the Giants forward 50. And Walsh not happy about it. And Darcy Jones will end up with the footy.
Well, it wasn't as if it was a whole lot of pressure from Darcy Jones. It was Walsh just not at all having any awareness of how far he'd carried the football. He went on for ages, and he had to change direction at the last minute to get away from Jones and just ended up running way too far.
This will be a nice start here for GWS. A gifted goal. It'll take some kicking. 48 out. Tidy Shangle. Looks like a nice strike off the boots. Just faded to the left and another behind. 2 points, GWS. Carlton haven't scored.
That guy you're talking about on the bench looks like the guy out of Billy Madison, Danny, with the kill whiz.
That's it.
That's him.
It's just, yeah.
Potential candidate to sort of similar shows to that. But
So 5. Play on.
Kill Bill or something. There's a little opportunity with Saad.
15. Play on. Play on.
Stroke sideways to Docky, back in the side.
Steve Buscemi.
Yours.
Looks back to Saad, to Curnow, centre half back, chip over the top is magnificent. Holland's running, won't get there. Himmelberg straight lined it, immediately gave the handball to Ash. Ash goes down the ground and finds Toby Green.
Toby Green started this game well, got it in the middle, looks to dish it off. Now he does by foot, fans it to Ward. Doesn't quite get to him. Instead it's Ware, and he goes inside forward 50. Coming at the footy, Cadman couldn't get there before Wiedering. Holding the ball, desired by the Blues fans. They were never going to get it locked up footy. About 20 out from GWS's left of your radio dial goal.
Here.
The umpire, Johansson, in charge here. West Australian umpire he is. Cleared there by Wiedering. Dad was a, let's say he's involved in the unions. Little one there for Curnow. Good man, great man, can get things done for you, strangely enough. Takes the mark here at half forward, wheels around. Retired now, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Long, deep ball. Here go Carlton. High footy, 3-on-2, GWS way. Ash got a thump there, knocked it to the boundary. Over the line, out of bounds. Ware was there as well, and we'll have a throw in deep in the Carlton 50.
Kieran, Tom.
Really getting dangerous yet, the Blues. Good crowd
Yeah.
for early on. Yep. It's 7:30 in the bloody morning, and they've turned up. I like it.
Good start time.
Yeah.
That's good.
And you know what good start time means is?
Good finish
Good
time.
finish time. Exactly right. Through came Fogarty, but was unable to take it, or Fogarty. Almost Jones. And then he gets landed on. Brought away by Walsh. Did that brilliantly well. Got it to Curnow by hand. Inside 50. Curnow! Off a step! Bang!
See, that's what he can do.
That's what he turned around and found Blake Acres and said, when I want the ball, just bloody give it to me. One straight Blues, 2 behinds GWS, Beacon Trade scoreboard.
It was the first time they were able to get some time in their forward half. It was the one stoppage, the ball came out, and Charlie Curnow, he really did make something out of nothing there. The goal square was free. He identified that, knew that he was within his range if he got the bounce. That's exactly what he did, bounced it straight through.
With a good finish time, JB. You got anything planned this afternoon?
God, I'm on a promise. My wife is taking me to a mystery destination.
Yeah, right.
I don't, and therefore I have no idea where I'm going.
So you're a little bit excited then?
I hope so. I would hope so.
Where are you going, JB?
I have no idea.
Oh, it's a surprise
A
thing.
complete surprise.
Let's guess. Let's put a few together throughout the day.
You've done this before, Brian.
And we can work out.
And
where
you
they
were wrong
come.
all the ones you went with last time.
Remember, Lisa has taste of the highest order.
Oh, she has got high taste.
So just
Especially
keep
in men.
Keep that in mind when you are selecting. Here's an opportunity. Haynes, little spoil. And Gove got an outside of the boot to Hogan. His handball straight down the throat of the opposition. And Saad here gave it to Durden. Durden a spearing ball out there to White. Magnificent. Gee, they are moving the ball quickly when they go forward, the Blues. The kick is on here to Young. Young marks 65 metres out for the Blues. Goes into the pocket. Cripps has got the stick. Clinks the mark over the top of Toby Bedford.
Didn't think he had that in him, Cripper.
Deep in the pocket.
Well, it was well worked and well identified. They are playing a smaller midfield at the moment, GWS, because of their outs, and Bedford, you just don't think you'll be able to go with Cripper, and I like that he's trying to push him forward and be dangerous.
Wait for my cross.
So you line up here, kick around the corner on the right boot.
Wait. 6.
Patrick Cripps, the superstar.
Play on.
For Carlton's first goal. Not bad. Not bad at all. He turns to the crowd, acknowledges their support, and Carlton get their first goal. They're second goal, in fact. They are 2 straight here, one from Curnow and one from Cripps, and yet to score a goal are the Giants on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
And Kate, that'd be concerning for the GWS coaching box, I reckon.
Yeah, it would be, and I think there's plenty of ways to break a tag, and probably the most effective is to just take a hanger on the guy that's tagging you. Nothing would really rub salt into the wound more than that, but he's been able to keep him. I think Stu, was that his first touch of the footy here this afternoon?
Yeah, spot on, Kate.
So first touch, a goal, but if he's able to do this, to push all the way deep inside forward 50 to try and threaten and hit the scoreboard, that is the perfect way to try and outrun Toby Bedford, who's going to spend a fair bit of time next to Paddy Cripps all evening.
Abs.
Yeah, a great tribute down here for Robert Walls, guys, at 12:42 p.m. So the 12, of course, for the seasons played, and the number 42, number worn.
A legend, well said, Abby. Tom Green tried to get a foot in there. It was picked up by Cripps, got it to DeConing, flicks it over the top of the side, gets through a tackle, back to Walsh. Walsh inside 50, and here comes Big Chaswick. He looks on to me, Charlie Curnow. On a very good player in Sam Taylor, and he had about 20 metres on him.
It's pretty simple, JB. I reckon he's asked for Akers to be subbed off.
Yep, get off. Oh, he might have given him a warning. Get in my way again, and you're off.
Stay out, Toby.
There is a legendary story about Wayne Carey bringing the runner out and ordering a teammate off. He got in his way too many times. Curnow, long range, across the face, and a behind. Abs to you.
The behind the goals vision down here on the Giants bench is getting a serious workout early, guys. So Adam Kingsley down here, as we know, reviewing every inside 50 and getting to work with the players as they come to the bench as well.
Yeah, he's really working hard on the keyboard down there is the coach, that is for sure. Abs, good pick up.
Has he got your computer, BT?
He probably has. I don't know whether you're aware, but I don't accept emails. So I don't have a computer, just a phone, so do your best in finding me. Here is an opportunity, a little handball over the top, out wide of Wiedering. Goes over the top of the Go Foundation logo, Mickey O Promotions. Goes inside 50, Curnow straight through the hands, out the back door, keeping it alive, White, not quite. No line out of bounds, deep inside the 50 here for the Blues. So 2-1-13 the Blues, 2 behinds the Giants on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Green into it.
Those men on the plastic seats, Bristol, that's just an AFL overcorrection.
Well,
they had an issue a few weeks back, and now they've just gone straight into overcorrection mode.
Doesn't happen at any other ground where they sit on the surface, though, JB.
Himmelberg tried by hand to find Bedford. Like last night, when there was just a footy collision, they stopped the game.
Yeah.
The player was just bent over.
Yeah,
they're the best ever overcorrected.
Let it go. Face the footy.
Ball in deep in the Blues forward 50. Worked to the front by Briggs. Cripps picked it up, flicked it back to DeConing. He got barreled in a tackle by Briggs. And now Himmelberg off half back. Thumping ball down the line, looking for Hogan. Got his hand to it, couldn't hang on. Haynes stripped of it against his old team. Toby Green tumbles it forward. But it is all the Blues, McGovern.
He's got an eternity to work out what he wants to do with the footy, and then just chipped it sideways to Doherty with a kick. And Doherty stands a true half-back flank. Goes to centre half-back to McGovern. Short kick. McGovern, no one standing the mark. They are tempting him to kick it. He does and goes backwards to Wiedering. Wiedering thought about the little kick to Doherty and went back to Haynes. So not going anywhere all that fast at the moment, the Blues. Patient build-up here. Little kick back inside comes to Hewitt. Hewitt immediately moves forward with the footy out wide, finds McGovern. McGovern sneaks forward, tiny little kick on the lead here. Almost a mark to Mackay, might have got a little bit of shove. Cripps, soccer off the ground, picked up in the end there by Taylor. Gave it to Bedford and out of trouble the Giants.
Thumping long ball, Riccardi's parked underneath it, couldn't hang on. Still at ground level, it's the Giants through Ward and then O'Halloran. Around the body he goes to half forward. Riccardi this time gets rid of McGovern, takes a good mark and gets to Green. On the 50, Toby Green. And now he wants to go short. Not far enough anyway for Hogan, but he'll get it back, Hogs. Then had a fumble. Handball off to Green. Green shrugs the tackle. The snap from Toby won't get there. It is touched on the line of behind. 3 behinds now for the Giants, and the Blues are 2-1-13.
Bit of messing around with it there from the Giants. We're going to have a little goal review here. Umpire wants to know whether it's crossed the line before it's touched, etc.
He was right there.
Is a goal. Please confirm the ball crossed the line.
It is a goal.
It's a goal.
Review underway.
It's a goal.
It's a goal.
It is a goal.
Call it a goal.
It's clearly a goal.
It's a goal.
So let's call it a goal.
Review complete. Looking at this angle, we see the ball crosses the back of the goal line.
Decision on scoreboard.
So Toby Green kicked that, did he not?
He did, and there was no excitement at all from any Giants player.
No.
That's a fair milestone for him as well.
Yeah. Now we've got to keep an eye on this body language today from the Giants. Is that why they're not going that well?
No excitement from anybody for the first goal of the game. 1-2-8, Carlton 2-1-13.
Well, it was a handy goal that for the Giants because the Blues have been on top, which is surprising because GWS cater on top in clearances 5-2, but it's the uncontested game that Carlton have been dominating GWS in 33-11 in uncontested possessions, and they just haven't been able to get their hands on the footy. Defensively, GWS haven't really set up that well to force Carlton to a side, so it's going to be an interesting watch this at the moment. They're both sort of playing games that are opposite to what they normally play.
Got a job to tackle. Partner up with your experts, lighting, fans, electrical, beacon trade. Let's make light work.
Fair bit going on behind the ball with Aaliyah and Lepalia and the
Curnow, is it?
Curnow, as well as Taylor, Young. They're all trying to get the matchup that they want, and no one wants to budge.
They are indeed, 4 of them in a tight knot, Kate.
I think it was Taylor and Aaliyah trying to get to Young.
Yeah.
So who is,
You take Curnow.
So Aaliyah's got Curnow. Aaliyah's got Curnow.
It's like the Spider-Man meme where they're all pointing at each other.
Whitfield's dragged the ground. He had an opportunity to get rid of it. He didn't make an attempt, and that is a clear holding the footy, and the free kick goes Chera's way. Correct decision, umpire. Little chiseler into Motlop. Motlop needs to lift overall, generally, in the big picture. Motlop, long, deep ball. Young is the target down there. He couldn't win it. Knocked his man. Durden had hands on it very, very briefly. Through speed was Hollands. Rolls to the ground. Over the line, out of bounds. We're going to throw it in deep forward for the Blues.
Yeah, Young let that ball slip through his hands, and I think that's why Aaliyah and Taylor were trying to fight to get to Young.
Yes.
5-point lead here for the Blues. Ball in, 20 out from their goal. Mackay and Rucken, a free kick. He's going to go the Blues' way to Big H. High contact in the ruck. Is it maybe Cripps? Who's going to end up with this footy?
Come around.
No, I think it's...
On your line.
Here's
Come
Mackay.
back on. 10 metres.
No one knows what's going on.
Mackay almost grabbed the ball out of his hands to play on. He was like a little mouse in a trap. He went in and he said, "No, it's going to shut on me." And he went out and he was actually physically going to grab it.
It's Ollie Hollands who ends up with the ball. No one can work out where the free came from. But this for the Blues third. Should kick it. And he has. 3-1-19 to 1-2-8. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
So it was a high free kick that was awarded. I haven't seen the Harvey Norman on it yet, but I only know that because we can hear what the umpires adjudicate. Have no idea what it was in the contest of. It must have been working around.
None of the players knew either.
Just the arm around as he tried to push off him, but it's a pretty soft free kick, really.
It's Triple M Red Z lending stats. So the Giants received the second most number of inside 50s in the comp. They've been struggling in that area. At the moment, the entries are 9 to 5.
Yeah, right.
Real pointed ash in his work these days. It's like he's keeping receipts and he just wants to take people down.
Well, he was telling us he had some zingers lined up today, JB, out the back.
He's become bitter and twisted as time has gone on.
He's become a member of the modern media.
Yeah.
Angry.
Mainstream. Sort of anti-Trump style operator.
You hanging around for North tonight? You doing the double header?
I am, Izzy. Looking forward to it. Should be a good game.
That might get you back excited, Ash.
Especially if we
Coming
bank
this
a
way,
win.
guys.
Well, you've been banking him the last few years, have you?
We'll take it one win at a time.
One win a year. A little one here picked up by Bedford, stripped to the footy immediately. Real hustle and bustle going on in the midfield here at the moment. Handle out the back draw. Comes here now to Brown. Had to put his head over the top of the footy. Might have been Iden, it was. Banged it to half forward now. Here's Wiedering attacking the football. Went straight over the top of it. Hames was there to back him up. Gave the handball to Sard, and Sard a short little kick and finds an opportunity with Lord. So Lord in the back half for the Blues here, just steadies the ship down a bit. It's been swinging from end to end pretty quickly, and Lord goes out the interchange side here at Marvel Stadium. Knocked away on that occasion by Iden, and here's Ware, tried to run with the footy, Cripps nailed him, got the handball off, went to the wrong guy though, picked up there by Jones, got it out to Iden, the give and go from Riccardi.
And Iden fans it wide, finds Himmelberg. To half forward, it works to O'Halloran. 2 kicks from goal. Lots of arm waving around, but not a lot of action now. Long ball from O'Halloran. Then Wiedering should have taken the mark, didn't. Brown at ground level has kicked a goal. Callum Brown, nice finish. Second on the Giants scoreboard. And I'm just looking for a scoreboard somewhere to read it out for you. 2-2-14 Giants, 3-1-19 Carlton, Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
So even that goal there, it was through the mistakes of the Blues. As you said, JB, Wiedering should have taken that mark. I'd like to see them work the ball up with maybe one more kick or a handball received from that position where they're trying to launch from. That was about 70, 75 out. It's a long kick into a pack. Wiedering usually would take that 9 times out of 10, but they were lucky enough to sort of get the crumb, kick a goal, but you'd still like to see them work that ball up a little bit better than that.
Rare to get a scoreboard here now. JB, when they score goals, there's some jacker up there going hammer and tong with ads and shit, and you can't see the scores when they actually score, when you need to know what the margin is. With his bizarre behaviour, it's happening often. Here's Toby Green. Tom Green ran over the top of the football, left it for Hewitt, gave a little handball to Walsh. Walsh goes deep inside 50, not a kick to great advantage, and Taylor's able to mark. He got clipped on the way through by Motlop accidentally, and his eyes are rolling. Well, no, that's normal.
Stand there.
He's just got that white line fever look about him, hasn't he? Looks like he wants to kill you every time he's around you. Ash goes out very, very wide. Good looking ball. Himmelberg was there, couldn't mark it. Spills to McGovern. McGovern got it back here. Lord, little chipper inside. Durden. But what about Iden? Iden takes the mark and they're away through Whitfield to Hogan.
Hogan right in the centre of the ground. He can spread it to Angove. Good ball. Angove just outside 50. Brown works for him. The kick goes in that direction and he takes it in the pocket.
Lewis, you get him check the area door. Let him run, Gary.
She's a good-looking athlete, Cal Brown. Big, strong boy. And he's got it just inside the field of play in the pocket.
Yeah, it'll take a fair kick this, but I love their run. As you mentioned earlier, Kate, GWS half-back, if they're going to have any chance today, they need to get up and going off the half-back, and just, they had a wave of runners coming either side of the ground.
Brown runs around and the snap is there. 29-11 career set shots. How good's that from the Irishman? And it's 3-1 to 3-2. The Giants lead it by a point.
Talking about the scoreboard, Kate, BT's gone with the little Harvey Norman tablet in front of him, and I know he's a tradie at heart, but I've never seen a tablet taped up with gaffer tape. You can get stands for these days.
No, it's taped up because they do not want me to touch it. Because when I touch it, it just jackpots into all sorts of shit, and it's not good for me. But it is in front of me, and I can see it. And this is what we need to do now, because we don't get scoreboards at the ground. It's bizarre. Giants trail by just 1 point here at the moment. In fact, lead by 1 point.
Stay there, Steve. There's
on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. The McDonald's and Remont Water Triple M rocking football.
Wait for bounce.
Not bad footy to watch at the moment.
No, good.
This is umpire Matt Stevick. Andrew Stevens is with him. Cameron Dorr as well. And, of course, my man, Daniel Johansson. Knocked down here from De Koning. Went and got his own ball. Gave it to Hollands. Hollands waits for the overlapping Chera. Chera, neat ball over the top. Picture perfect football there to Fogarty in the end. From the Blues out of the middle. Well done, De Koning.
Guys, thank you. Jacob, you're on the
shot a goal from 30 out directly in front.
There's still that wrestle going on at every centre bounce. Fairly sure it's Lewis Young that's trying to tag Sam Taylor to try and get that defensive forward role, but they've got to worry about the other forwards as well. Don't get too caught up in that.
So Fogarty, as I said, directly in front, 25, 30 metres out. No, he almost kicked it into the man of the mark. He kicks the goal. It was a low ball. But the Blues get another 4-1-25 to the Giants 3-2-20. The 23-minute mark of this quarter, 5-point lead, Carlton.
It's quite unusual for a player to get such an easy mark inside their forward 50 after a centre bounce. That was very easy, whether he spread quicker than his opponent or got a little block from someone. Just
GWS were pressing.
So he came up off the back, so it was his direct opponent that came up to try and affect the handball out of the stoppage, which then meant every other player from GWS had to come forward to pressure. When you do peel off your player, you need to impact that contest, and he didn't impact it, so his direct opponent got straight back out, took a mark, went back and made him pay.
4-1-25 Carlton, 3-2-20 GWS. 5-point lead here for the Blues, as BT said. Entertaining stuff. pinging around the footy. 6 minutes left in the first term. Cripps arches the back. Handball to De Koning. Gets the kick away. High one to half forward. Here comes Curnow. Thump from Taylor. Through the hands of Akers. Toby Green, a tumbler. Down the outer side. There's the young man, O'Farrell, in his first game. A nice touch. And the Blues to half forward. Hollands almost thumped away from him by Weir and out of play. To be thrown in half forward for Carlton.
Adam Kingsley on the boundary, on the beach there in front of Abs with Lee Kalia, just instructing exactly what he wants out of him. And by the way, it's a two-way conversation, not a one-way conversation. Boundary throw in half forward for the Blues. Slender lead, 5 points here at the moment. Little knock out the back door comes to Durden. Got it to Chera to Sard, inside out, left foot slider. High ball, landed on the ground before anyone could get to it. Unusual in a game of football that would happen. Ball picked up now by Angove. Got the handball, looking for the give and go back. Hogan went wide instead. Found an opportunity here on this occasion with O'Halloran. Short kick finds Thomas. And Thomas at half forward wants to keep moving. They look good when they go quickly. And he does. High, long ball. Riccardi sitting underneath it. Got to beat a couple of Carlton players. Sard got a wonderful little fist there, but went straight to Toby Green. He paddled it out the back door. Handball comes to Riccardi. Right foot snap. Giants. What a goal. What a goal from the Giants. They kicked their fourth. 4-1-25 Carlton. And the Giants 4-2-26 at the 25-minute mark. This first quarter on the Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Again, seeing that slingshot off half-back when they get running, they look dangerous, but this was really clever by Toby Green. Yes, he fumbled, so he had to go back, but he knew the whole time that Hogan was out. If he just got boot to ball, he ended up dribbling one just through the legs of Adam Sard. Handball forward. It was Himmelberg, and then the handball off. That was really clever from Toby Green.
Yeah, I reckon Adam started that moment again as well. The ball, it's in dispute in forward 50 for GWS, and he punches it right into the middle of the ground. Grab that, hold it in, force a stoppage. But two-man, Green start. He's been unbelievable in his 250th.
Yeah, leading ball winner on the ground. 9 disposals, 3 score involvements, a couple of clearances, 1 goal, 1.
1 point lead, GWS. Back in the middle. Briggs and De Koning. Stripped out of the hands of Cripps. It comes back to Briggs. High ball forward, bouncing in front of Jesse Hogan and Riccardi. Footy gets to the back, Wiedering taken high. And he'll get a free.
Toby, 5 metres.
5 metres, you heard the instruction.
5 metres.
Just that call before, Bristol Angove to Hogan. That is the footy factory, of course. That's the Claremont Football Club in the Waffle.
Very soft and novel people over there.
Bastards. Mean streets, they have to earn every cent they get, every meal they get.
Bayview Terrace Claremont is like Toorak, Toorak in the village there. It's a bit like that.
Kate, you don't believe that as Akers?
It's a silver spoon type operator.
Stockety.
I'm staying right out of this.
Dockety's got it at half back.
You haven't got a Gucci handbag, you can't stay.
Doherty goes into the middle with a dangerous ball. Misses Hewitt. Through comes McGovern, another Claremont boy, kicks it to half forward. Over the top of it was Walsh, but he was bashed out of it. Taylor taken from the footy. Good handball. Mackay. Motlop outside of the boot. Dangerous bouncing ball here. Enough Giants were back there, and here is Angove to park himself under this tough one to handle. He just went out of play.
Is that where you're off to tonight?
No.
Back over to
That's
Claremont.
over in the west now. Yeah. Get over there.
Are you wearing some Paco Rabanne?
Enjoyed while I am over there, Brian. It's one of the favourite sons, but I haven't been there for a long time.
Rumour is you might be going to look for some mushrooms.
No. Don't tell me not. We're only just started in the marriage, Bristol.
Beef
We're not
Wellington.
at that point.
Beef Wellington for dinner.
Looking for the odd oat tree.
The old beef stroganoff.
Crikey.
Here goes Ware. He's tackled to the ground. He's still got footy, and umpire said, you've got to let it go, mate. And Fogarty's won the free. Maybe the big Ferris wheel just down the road here. I can see you and Lease going a couple of laps on that before you get the shits and say, let's get the hell out of here.
Yes.
High footy here. Carlton forward in. Almost Curnow. Mackay's got around the corner but didn't get enough bend. Free kick. Will go Carlton's way. This is going to go to Curnow, I reckon.
Yep.
Charlie Curnow's got the free 25 metres out directly in front. There's a little bit of a scuffle off here, and tempers are just fraying ever so slightly. Giants lead it by a point. Curnow to put them in front nearing the end of this first quarter.
Harry, thank you.
3 minutes to go in it. Any other suggestions from anyone out there as to where JB and Lisa might be going for this important occasion?
Doing some research. I'll get back to you.
Being a Saturday. Here is Curnow, slots it through. He's looking good down there, Big Charlie. He's kicked 2 first quarter goals. And the Blues with a slender margin of 5 points over the Giants in this first quarter with a couple of minutes remaining.
Well, I thought they'd probably go to the footy tonight. Ex-president of Melbourne, but
yes,
I don't think that's it. I've just received a text from an old mate of yours who's the president of Claremont, Grant Povey.
Oh, yes.
He said, tell BT to pull up or I'll get some of my boys on with it.
Well, Grant Povey, the president of Carlton, who used to play at Claremont, used to play at Carlton.
He did,
actually.
yes, that's true.
He typifies the person out of Turak.
well, posed.
Posed.
So you haven't pulled back, you've doubled down.
Can you pronounce his last name again?
Povey.
Grant Povey.
Povey.
And this is a chemist. This is a chemist.
That's him. Played for you at Prey and Bristle.
Yep, he did. Good player, left footer.
Yeah, he was.
Bit soft.
Briggs wide.
Triple down.
Up by Jones. Nice pick up too, and then some dancing feet. Good smother from Sard. McGovern's ripped in a tackle. Trying to get it through on the up was Whitfield. Couldn't achieve it. De Koning's handball blocked by Bedford cleverly. Now we've got a scramble on the wing. Cripps tried to slide it out of there. Walsh has taken in a tackle and we'll have a ball.
Bill hasn't given Lisa some free tickets to the theatre, has he?
I told Lisa to stay as far away from Fat as she possibly can.
Just clear it out, guys. Thank you.
All up here. Been a tight quarter, been an intriguing quarter, been a high quality quarter. We'll handle out the back door by the Blues. Holland's got the beneficiary of the lucky bounce there. He's tackled by Ash. Can't pick it up, and when he does, they just wrap him up in the tackle. Whitfield goes and gets it. We'll have a ball up here for sure. So the ball's on the wing on the city side at Marvel Stadium. For the first time in many, many years, JB, we've had to park in a normal car and we don't have the privilege of being able to sneak into the 7 basement and the private tunnel.
I don't know what I'm doing.
And I'm
lost.
Very disturbed about having to operate a buzzer machine on the way out with your scanner.
Yep.
What was that suburb you were talking about, Brian? That sounds a lot like that area.
Taken high by De Koning. Dropping kick from him is okay to the outer side. This might be Fonty.
Do you have a car park when you got your own driver?
Fonty, little short one. Whitfield not far enough, so he gives it back to Fonty. He arches the back, gets the handball driving forward to Bedford, and then Fonty wants to go hard. He managed to do so. Floating ball inside 50. Toby Green. Toby Green read it best in the air and took a very clever contested mark.
10 metres, clear out. That's a mark right on it. Coming.
He did read that best.
Runs around on the left and slots it. So Green gets his second. Again, very little enjoyment from anyone, really, including his teammates. But they are back in front, the Giants by a point, 5-2 to 5-1. Triple M Beacon trade scoreboard.
Yeah, that's quite bizarre. Toby Green in his 250th. They're travelling, they're away from home, they're playing Carlton. I would say this game is very important in the context of their season, Kate, and there's absolutely no energy when there's a goal kick. Yeah. Toby Green's had one of the best quarters, I reckon, of the season.
Yeah, number 1 ranked player, is he? 10 disposals, 4 score involvements and a couple of majors.
It's a great pickup, JB. The lack of sizzle, the lack of camaraderie, to put it simple, is amazing and obvious.
Yeah, there's the group of them around him, and they're just half wafting a hand at him. Poor.
Kingsley and Aliir pushing and shoving each other down there, coach and player, in a good way to show him what to do to his opponent. There's the little one out the back door, is the helmeted Jones. Got it to Tom Green, careful with a lazy, lackadaisical left footer. Little one knocked down to Thomas, went got it, handball out in front, might have been Angove, it was. Gee Lord, got smashed. Absolutely smashed from Fonty with a ripping closing tackle.
Ango's been very active on this wing. I've been very impressed with his ability to get back and help connect his defenders with his forwards, and he's been a big role player in this turnover points, or the points from turnover they've been able to generate.
Boundary's throw in here, De Koning doing the right work with the big fella Briggsy. Walsh was able to get it and then just banging on the boot, advanced at about 30 metres. Mackay led out strongly and ball goes over the line now, bounds in front of our commentary position.
Yep, in front of Abs.
Hey,
46 seconds left.
Ball's landing here. Thank you.
10 goal first quarter, 5 apiece. Good to watch. Under the roof, 2 games here. On the one day How many times has that happened, Ash? In the history of this stadium?
I reckon it's the first, JP.
Maybe COVID, would they have done it potentially then?
Thanks, Toby.
Doubt it's
Couldn't do anything in Victoria then.
Karen, Tom, just backing this way, guys.
We've got no money.
Well, I'll find a tax for it, Bristol. Don't worry.
Well, we've built tunnels with dead ends, mate.
Yeah, you, handball.
Green with a lovely handball to Whitfield. Whitfield inside 50 ball. Brown to fly. Well done. Good concentration from O'Farrell. Nice first mark in the big time.
Ah, yes. Just a few seconds left. 20 seconds left in the game. So O'Farrell, the first gamer, marks it half back, sends it to the wing, and Mackay got it to the boundary over the line out of bounds. It goes. So I don't think we'll have much more scoring from here. Been an intriguing game of football. Look at that, 10 goals kicked in at Ash. Is this the? I think we had the highest scoring first quarter at Geelong the other night, but this would go very close at 10 goals.
Yep, it's good for footy, isn't it?
Thank you, Ash.
You
Is that a red Z or?
You didn't know about that, Ash.
It's a Seabus super.
You gave me that stat on Thursday night, Ash.
Lord, you didn't know that, Ash. Here's Mackay. And we'll come back to Doherty. And Doherty's at half back. 3 seconds remaining. Jot the scores down now. 5-1-31 Carlton. Giants 5-2-32. 1 point lead over the Blues on the Beacon Trade scoreboard. Quarter time here for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water Triple M Rocks football.
That quarter for Beacon Trade. Got a job to tackle? Partner up with your experts in lighting, fans and electrical. Beacon Trade. Let's make light work.
For McDonald's,
Triple M Rocks Footy.
the new Tennessee barbecue range has arrived at Macca's, only for a limited time.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumho free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z. Backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Seabus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong long-term returns for after the final whistle. Seabus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Seabus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumho free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z. Backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Seabus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong long-term returns for after the final whistle. Seabus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Seabus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy. This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious Titanium Caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Quarter time at Marvel Stadium here, and it's a tight game. GWS lead 5-2-32 to Carlton 5-1-31. Both accurate, both good footy, fun to watch here at quarter time. Ash Tura's with us. He's got all the Red Z lending stats, Ash.
And combined kicking efficiency between the two teams, they're going at 74%. The AFL average is 66. And Toby Green, number 1 ranked player, 11 touches, 4 score involvements and a couple of goals.
Bob Jane T-Marts have great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call or shop online today. T's and C's apply. Ash, bit of action down there with a possible concussion, and also Kingsley's been operating on the bench like no other.
He absolutely has, BT. Adam Kingsley's been about 5 metres from me and very, very vocal during play with his players. Lots of time spent one-on-one. BT picked up in particular with Lekalia. He's going through vision, showing vision, demonstrating positions, so you can see he's very hands-on and animated early. But you mentioned a concussion concern too. Mitch McGovern just caught by Darcy Jones. There was a tackle just prior to that last Toby Green goal. So the doctors have just spent some time with him at the break, but he looks good to go in the second.
Thank you, Abs. What are you thinking, Kate? Isaac?
Yeah, we're having a look at the tape now from that tackle. I think he should be all right. I think if he stays out there was a little bit of contact with the ground on the way down, but it was nothing really there was no twisting. He didn't land in his back, but with the MRO now, who knows? But him staying out there is obviously good for Darcy Jones's case. But it's been a very good quarter of footy. Two teams using the ball nicely. Carlton probably using it more in an uncontested manner, whereas GWS trying to really generate that run off half-back through the likes of Ash, Whitfield. Even Angove's been fairly active, and Harry Himmelberg playing a role on the wing as well, getting back, helping there, and then delivering the ball inside forward 50.
It's interesting the Kingsley one on the bench. I sort of sometimes think, can the coach be too involved down there, and can the players actually get in flow? So it's going to be an interesting one to watch. Obviously they've been working on things during the week and they want to be able to implement them, but sometimes certain.
So what
players,
you're saying is, do you want the coach in your face during the game?
Yeah, well, some players would like it and other players wouldn't want a bar of it.
It's a weird man. Cannot believe how close he is to athletes.
No.
He actually can't get his head around it.
His seat's actually a little bit closer than the start of the game as
I don't
well.
know what he's watching on that iPad.
But Hewitt going, finding it ground level to Haynes.
He's got the
He
score.
gets claimed. Through comes O'Halloran. Good pick up, Green. And then defend. Back to O'Halloran. Straightens up. Misses. Deserved better. The build-up are behind.
Kane's not looking too good down there.
No.
Sure, what we've got the game blown dead here for a second.
He looked unsteady on his feet, Haynes, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's up now. The trainer's been out and he said he's okay, so maybe just wobbled for the sake of wobbling. Anyway.
Toby Green, I'm a professional rip leader, just said, you okay, Haynes? You okay?
Kick out wide. De Koning fell over before it arrived. Big Briggsy just punches it back because he just does brutal things. There's Akers. He grabbed the ball inside the boundary line. Strangely enough, he called play on handball to McGovern. McGovern high ball back down the line from where it came. Bounced back inside. Taylor got the little handball off to Tom Green. Tries to avoid the Hewitt tackle. Gave it to Taylor under pressure. He baked and shaked and got rid of the man. Himmelberg wasn't sure to handball or kick. He decided to kick inside 50. Cadman is the target down there. Couldn't mark. Here's the first goal of O'Farrell. Got bowled over by brickhead Callan Ward. Came through and gave him one of his best welcomes.
That's not the first tackle you want to cop.
Toby Green, right.
At AFL level. Big cement.
Patrick Cripps.
The ball up about 15 out from the Giants' goal. Cripps clean possession. Picked up by Brown. Interrupted in the air for the Blues by Lord. And it's taken out. So another ball in, same spot.
Tom.
Here we go on the Harvey Norman with Haynes.
It was only little Jonesy.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Bit of whiplash or something. Didn't put his seatbelt on properly.
Again, the ball in. Briggs to the front. Hewitt. Now Akers. In the back pocket. Dumps it to the outer side. Aaliyah came forward to defend. And that should be holding the ball, and it is. On Lord. Tried to bust his way through a couple of Giants.
Maybe a trip over the Westgate Bridge for you today, JB.
Well, I know. I went down there the other day. It has been cleaned up a touch, Bristol.
Yeah, down to the Great Ocean Road, possibly. Maybe even the Penguins on the other side.
I see.
Ward. High footy. Here's Hogan.
I'd be disappointed if that was where I'm going.
No, it's inside 50. It's real Bogan territory down there. And you can go and see a penguin, but that's about it.
Have you opened your doors up down the road, BT?
No, I haven't.
Bit of toddies into the pub, maybe.
Hogan is about to line up.
20 metres out.
20 metres out. Just a fair bit of angle about it, actually, to be fair. But he's been kicking well, Ash.
So he has 22-6 this year.
Gee, that is good. He opens the angle, goes around the corner, breaks the goal and kicks it. So Hogan's enjoying his footy. So are the Giants here at the moment. Playing well. 5-1-31 Carlton, 6-3-39 the Giants on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Well, GWS 7 of the last 9 inside 50s for the game. The Blues got off to a hot start, but it's not really a replay that the Blues defenders will want to see. It was a good block coming across in front from Briggsy, but Wiedering and the other defenders down there, they just didn't hand over. And if there's one forward that you need to make sure that you are on when you're coming up against GWS, surely it is Jesse Hogan. You make sure you have someone that goes to him and stops him, because he's kicked 27 goals for the year now.
We had him on the rush hour last week, Bristol. He is as relaxed and content
he seems it,
as you could ever imagine, Jesse Hogan. Just a ripping bloke, loving life, loving footy. Having a surf over there in Sydney. He's just loving every part of it. Green came through. Tom tried to get it to Ward, got claimed high. Jones went back and flicked it wide to O'Halloran by hand. O'Halloran high in the Hogan direction, doesn't quite get to him. Haynes gets bowled over again. Wiedering at ground level picks it up and swings it to the outer side, trying to find De Koning. He got to it at ground level, to Lord, to White. Now Cripps on the overlap. At half forward, Cripper has a careful bounce and then thumps it inside 50. Young to fly. At the back it was Durden, but it got all the way to the back, and Angove, I think it is.
It missed him. It just missed him. Little sideways slider kick to Bedford.
Would have been Thomas Bristol, yeah.
Bedford marks out there wide to Ward. Ward flies, couldn't take the marks. Bill's got a bit of help here. Iden steps to the plate. Longish handball to Ash. Difficult one to pick up, but he made it look easy and clean. Ash, a neat little ball here, looking for the helmet of Jones. It was knocked away from him, but front and centre was Iden. Banged it back on the boot, this time with a wobbler towards Cadman, who hasn't touched it today. Ash, who was beaten by O'Farrell on that occasion.
Spot on, Statless.
It's not what you want to hear said about you in a game of footy. Mackay, long way out from goal, takes it. Wing half forward. Lowers the eyes, looks for Curnow, should have taken it. Slipped through the fingers, now off a step. He barrels it through. Didn't matter that he didn't take it. No, just missing. So a behind 5-2, Giants 6-3, Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
He's just an excitement machine. He has the ability to generate something from nothing, Curnow. Amazing. Could be Mount Macedon Car Park today, JB, up there to renew the Nups. It's a nice cross up there. You can stand in front of the cross, have a touristy photo taken, and then you could drive back down the hill.
Well,
to the Thunderdome.
It was an early mushroom helping, and it'll be an early renewal, given it was only a year or so ago, Bristol.
Yes. Just always to make certain of it, though.
Right,
you never know when they're willing to pull out. There's Taylor. Marks at half back. Short little ball here. Goes down the line with a long little ball. There's such a thing. Out the back door it comes to Angove. Angove's going to go. Tucks it on the arm. Took a bounce. Got within 60. The kick here looking for Brown. Knocked away from him by McGovern. Picked up by Haynes at ground level.
Brown's lost the boot. Chera inside defensive 50. Wide and clean to Mackay. Can go back to Ches. He gets confronted by Whitfield, but took a terrific mark. Goes to Sard, centre of the ground. Thumping handball forward here for Hewitt. Hewitt goes inside 50, and Cripps is taken out of it. Doesn't matter. ground level. Durden takes the chest mark. 35-40 from home.
Look at Cripper wanting the ball.
Oh, he's going to get it, Cripper.
And Durden didn't want to give it.
Yeah.
Geez, there's no giving at Carlton, I can assure you of that.
Who would you want having the shot? I reckon you might say Durden.
Yeah, he's a little goal sneaker.
Well, they're both...
Keep clearing, Blake.
it's the second time I've seen a bit of that.
Do you pay the mark there, or do you pay the push?
Go with it, mate.
He's paid the push-ups. Yeah.
Whatever happens first, is that what it's meant to be?
Yeah.
Anyway, to narrow this margin back to a point. Dual Brownlow medal winning superstar Paddy Cripps. Set shot, 45-degree angle. Dancing toes, and he's dragged it left. A behind 5-3 to 6-3. Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
He's impressive, your little Claremont boy, Cody Ango, JB. What are his stats?
Game 3.
He's had 5 disposals, 3 inside 50s.
Yeah.
Back in the play, hasn't touched anyone, so it'll be a free kick for the Blues. And this will be Mackay. Now, I'm fair dinkum when I say it is where the 59
I think
intercepts
it's a
the
throw in because he played on. That's what they're saying.
Okay. Interesting there. Geez, that boundary umpire looked like umpire Troy Pennell. Thought he might have been back. Boundary throw in.
The count out of Sesame Street.
Down there.
Play on!
Strange thing to do. Here's Thomas. He'll run around the corner. Swing to Shane McInerney, the former umpire on the way in. Interesting. There is the helmet of Jones.
Good chat.
Good looking ball to Cadman. Couldn't mark it over the top. Had it in the gloves. Couldn't reel it in. Wasn't fantastic, but it'll be a ball up in the end. And Cadman still yet to touch it, Ash.
Spot on BT for Red's Head. Statless.
Come on, Kieran. Just back in this way, guys.
Oh, he's got Cadman in the gun as well.
Koning high over Briggs. Briggs got a little touch on it, which worked. Took
Play on,
forward.
ducked.
Got out of the tackle. Flicked the handball to Weir. He goes high inside 50. Here comes Riccardi. Couldn't take it in the air. O'Farrell did nicely.
Switch.
Lord
Yours now. Yep.
steers it to Fogarty.
Outside 5. Outside 5. Outside 5. Outside 5.
Right on defensive 50.
Move it on. Play on.
Down the broadcast wing, it's going to be a simple mark for the Guildford Grammar boy. Swan Districts.
Is he?
Yep.
Taylor.
Special brand of bogan they breed out that Swan Districts labour on, as you know.
Yeah.
Aaliyah, poor handball. Set Ash a real task. Now Taylor handballs it into the head of Young. Very forgettable this all is. And eventually the footy goes out of play.
Bassendine boy.
Yep, not that way.
Taylor. We've got a boundary throw in here, but basically neutral territory. Tight game, not as high scoring as the first quarter. In fact, we've only had one goal kicked in it so far. And it's a one-goal lead to the Giants. De Koning doing the ruck work here, but Briggs beat him to the ball, got it to Lord. Lord's fired the handball to Walsh. Walsh dropped it, recovered it, gave it to De Koning. De Koning goes inside 50. Aaliyah getting back. Strong effort. Fogarty kept his feet, got the handball. Little kick at goal here. And it might have been Lord or White. It was White. And White kicked the goal. So first of the second quarter for the Blues. 6-3, 39 apiece on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
We saw a couple of examples just in that passage of play alone of GWS just collapsing in. So the contest happened and all of the GWS numbers went for the footy or the ball carrier from Carlton. It was a simple handball out to Walsh, a couple of chains forward, and then the ball went to another contest. I thought Aaliyah was going to take a really nice mark, but all of the Giants again went to the footy. Couple of Carlton players hanging out to get that handball. One of those was Will White, and he kicks a nice goal.
The concern for the Blues this year has been their goal scoring efficiency. They're ranked 17th, going at 21% today. They're going at 30, which is 6 above the league average.
Oh, thank you, Ash. The Reds Ed. Be afraid to throw them in, Ash. They're paying the bills.
You stopped doing that, eh?
Yeah. Have you got a bit gun shy? Have you been in Nuff a couple of times? Forgetting Reds Ed wrong.
Haven't I?
Righto.
Yep.
Tom Brown has it head in. Green, has it held in. Walsh off the ground to half forward here for the Blues. Tumbles inside forward 50. Buckley goes and finds it. Gets away from Mackay. Handball to Ward. Thumps it forward to Whitfield. Further to Tom Green. All by hand to Toby Green. Then Tom gets it back and gets mown down. Holding the ball.
Yeah, Blake Acres got him with the tackle. It was an absolute ripper, and now Walsh has been tripped. So he'll get the free at half back here. Green and Acres still untangling themselves. As Walsh goes wide, marked by Haynes down low. The former Giant, Toby Green, stands the mark. And Nick Haynes, who has got better and better as the season has gone on, now a real good operator and part of their team. And the mark by Mackay, 52 metres out. Buckley, Ash, has he played all of the game today? I only just noticed he's playing.
Buckley has played, virtually the entire game, BT, 95%.
Well, and how much has he touched it?
And for Triple NZ, he has had just the one touch.
Ooh, you're slow today, Ash. Mackay from 50 metres out. There's kicked behind. You're really, well, you're off the boil.
Get the red Zeds out early just to buy a bit of time.
Exactly. It's my
Lose
best friend in the
point.
commentary box.
Well, I don't think you've noticed him a hell of a lot because Mackay hasn't been involved at all much either. So if they start utilising Mackay, but Carlton at the moment seem to be going a bit longer, looking for Curnow, even going for Cripps, who's been resting forward a fair bit today.
It's actually an amazing story, Jack Buckley. He's a rookie out of the NEFL. So arguably the weakest comp in senior sort of footy underneath the big time. He was playing in the NEFL, rookied by GWS.
Leave the northern states alone.
And has been, well, I'm not being mean, but just for weight of numbers and rugby league states, he's one of the great stories. Iden got rid of Mackay, it's a push, and it's going to come back to Big H.
Outside 5, time off.
That's pre-academy or any
Outside
of that.
5, stay out clear.
Footy story. Short goes Mackay, finds Chera.
Stand! Move out.
Chera's kick and a half from the Blues goal. Having a nice little 10 minutes here, Carlton. Goes into the pocket. Lickerley with a big fly. Young at ground level, flicks it back to Hewitt. Outside 50, Hewitt a squaring ball to Chera. Same spot, he's got a Holland's lead to honour and he gets there. 45 from home, not much angle.
He's been working hard all day, Holland's up and back, and just hasn't been able to get hit up by his teammates. So good to see him get this opportunity because he has really worked hard from both D50 to F50, and at times they are very Charlie Curnow central today. So good to see them lower the eyes and hit up a lead.
Holly Hollands, not much angle as I said. Man on the mark, 45 from home. So he kicks from just on the 50. It's stroked nicely but missing right. 6-3-39 to 6-5-41. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
You reckon Dalesford's a chance? A little paddle boat on the lake there?
Yeah, it might be Dalesford out there at the pub. What's it called? Cutler and Co. or something?
Yeah, there's what's the other joint? Fangios or something like that?
Yeah, Fangos or Fangos or something. It's F and F, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Here's a little one from Whitfield. Slid the handball to where?
Bistro Trois, good French restaurant.
Halfback, yeah. Get up there, be lovely.
Frangos.
Yeah, Frangos, that's right. Frangos, it could be, you never know. Here's Watson. Jones, in fact, went over the top of the footy, picked up absolutely magnificently by Carroll, and they're out of the loop here, the Blues. Fogarty's got on the wing. Little chip back inside, missed Hollands, but picked up by Motlop. Lovely gloving of the football. Turns around on the right boot, kick out wide to Curnow. Curnow loves to reel and go from 50 out on a difficult angle, missed. Minor score, and Young says, what about putting it to the top of the square? Hey, Youngie, not when you're Charlie Curnow, mate. You just don't do that.
They're dominating Carlton at the moment. They're dominating especially the inside 50. What's the count for Red Zed, Stu, man?
7 out of the last 8 entries for Red Zed.
Not dominating the scoreboard. They're just 3 points up.
And the last 6 scoring shots. And this short one finds Buckley in the pocket. He just belts a long one. Cadman to fly, still hasn't had a possession, Ash.
Spot on, JB.
There it is.
Just there, had his first just there. Thumping handball, Angove might have been taken high. No, free. Chera brings it away. Got it to Akers. Further afield, Durden. Curnow comes at him. Good late ball from Illyria. In fact, it was Young. And Lickerley did nicely to Angove. And Angove floated down in the Cadman direction. I thought Sard had a hold of him, he did. And Cadman will get a free.
Yeah, he will. His second touch in as many minutes here, Cadman.
He's impressive, Ango. He's worked from contest to contest, using his speed, using his assets.
He did get caught high here, and a lot of other players could have stood there with their arms out. He worked really hard to get to the next contest and got himself another disposal.
A lot of praise from the back row for Ango.
Good.
Nice.
Here he comes.
Knocked down Hayes. There is Ango. Handball.
Shocking
the ripping hip
Shocking
and
hand.
shoulder. McGovern.
That is just a good hip and shoulder.
And McGovern has been penalised for the too aggressive. The too aggressive free.
Well, I guess he did have a silver spoon fly out of his mouth, Ango, when he got hit.
Tough they are. He's just bounced up.
He did. I'm not surprised you spotted that. So Tom Green now with the kick.
So it wasn't even about him.
It's a bloody ripper, that little knockdown. It's a good get, Isaac.
Here he comes.
Here he goes. I can't even go with that. Himmelberg over the line, out of bounds, in front of the still sign. If you want a chainsaw, get one of those.
3 points only, despite all the Blues' dominance. We have 8 minutes left in this second term. Mackay clean possession. Hogan went to find it ground level. Couldn't. Good tackle put on Hewitt by Jones. Should have almost been awarded. Jones is taken out of it now. Little handball forward here for Bedford. He spits a handball to the top of the square. Sard comes through and just sinks the slipper. And it's going to bounce out in front of Hollins. Out there with Hollins is Fonte. Hollins controlled a hard ball very well and got it to Fogarty.
Fogarty goes out wide to Doherty. Doherty down the line to Motlop. Got to be strong. Iden was there with him, and Iden did well to work it to the boundary. Now that's got the crowd worked up a little into a mini frenzy. Got a boundary throw in at half forward for the Giants. 7.5 minutes to go in this second quarter. 3-point Carlton lead over the Giants. Where are we going after this, Ash, for Choice Hotels?
MCG, Hawthorn taking on Brisbane.
Boundary throwing fell well short, and then after that,
North Melbourne versus Collingwood here at Marvel Stadium.
so they're going to kick everyone out of here. You don't get both games on the same ticket, do you?
No, you don't, BT.
So you've got to leave and come back in. They'll clean, make more pies.
Two men ain't leaving.
And we've got a boundary throw in here.
A long day here at Marvel, but looking forward to it.
Well,
Are you going to stay in between, Ash, are you?
Might duck out, grab some dinner.
Little dribbler along the ground here for the Blues. Back inside their 50. Buckley was able to get it to Alier. He fumbled it. That allowed a momentary opportunity for Fogarty. Couldn't get it, but the smother on Alier knocked it back over the line. Forward pocket boundary throw in for the Blues. They lead 6-6-42 to the Giants 6-3-39 as we hit red time in the second quarter.
Jake and Patrick.
Lots of screaming and yelling from the umpires. It's going to be Riccardi and Cripps. Forward 50 stoppage for the Blues. The ball only just got to Riccardi. Whitfield's handball was good to Ward. Ward high in the air looking for Cadman. He's starting to get involved. Nice strong mark in front of McGovern. Highly regarded big talent, Aaron Cadman.
Play on. Yours.
That's not a great kick. Hangove had to break it up in the air. Walsh. Carroll. Laconic left foot kicks a good one. Good late ball from Alier. Sard walks into a whole lot of trouble. Disputed ball at centre half back. Cadman again a looping handball. Hangove gives it off to Thomas. Thomas wide to Toby Green, who from long range kicks. No, it was going through and the ball sat up for Wiedering, who took it over for a behind.
He did indeed. And so 42 plays 40. JB, you said you were going to head sort of north.
I don't know actually
this game.
This
I think you could be going to Sunshine, to the Sunshine Theatre.
I'd be very
out there. No, it's a great theatre, privately owned, and they have lots of.
I thought you were going to say the new train station that they're talking about.
Lots of stuff. Well, it's just near there.
No trains to the station.
They have a mall there with fake grass. It's great. High footy. All the Adam Bant supporters get in there, drill around and talk to each other.
That'd make me even more disappointed.
Well, his office is 50 metres from our place in Fitzroy. I see him moving out the other day. The rent's expired. And
I don't think it was the rent that expired.
It was his job. Expired. Here's Briggs, Green, Whitfield, the link to Bedford, the little Chisler. Hogan on the lead, couldn't hold the mark. An infringement on the shoulder. And Hogan says, there's the man on the mark at 48. Wiedering standing on the 50. And he's been brought back 5 metres, which is absolute nonsense. And Wiedering says, you are kidding. It's the wrong angle. It's completely wrong. And Hogan has conned the umpire. That is unbelievable. He's got 5 metres out of him.
No wonder Hogan's kicked 27 goals when they move the ball like that. If he's one-on-one leading at the kick-up, he's got that opportunity to take those.
Kicking from 50, should be kicking from beyond 50. Right on the line, lets it go. Bad kick to the right-hand side. And the mark is taken here by Brown, deep in the pocket.
I thought you were going to say, no wonder he's kicked so many goals and the umpire gives him 10 metres closer to goal and straight in front.
On the line.
So Brown is deep in the pocket. He's going to start his approach from the drip tray.
One more.
And the perimeter piping. 29-11 career shot, so he's pretty good at it. Left foot, this one. Got it. Jeez. Just keeps doing it. 30 goals, 11. Not bad. Kick 3 has Brown. Great job for him. 2 in the first, 1 in the second. And the Giants lead 7-4-46 to Carlton 6-6-42.
He's been impressive today. Brown just did a few nice things and he's getting better and better each game he plays. But, man, you got a zinger here for Reds, Ed.
Got to balance it out. Cadman is lifted. So the last 6 minutes of play, third-ranked play on the ground with 4 disposals. Statless prior to that.
Obviously not much happened in that 6-minute block then.
Explode Callum Brown. I mean, if he was playing for a higher profile club here in Melbourne, we would be talking a lot about how good he is. An Irishman.
Absolute star.
Just a bloody ripper. 188 centimetres. Beautiful athlete.
So lean, so strong. Still has a good sort of height about him and can compete really well in the air. And seen some very nice finishing in front of goals from him today.
Irish boys just add so much to our game. Wide throw, Halloran out of the middle. Good pick up from Lord, and a long ball forward in the Young direction. Aaliyah with him, bouncing into the path of Hollands. Was a tough one to handle. Was that a push on Fogarty? No. And leaning in White, trying to drag a free, holding the ball. Well umpired.
We love that.
Tom Green will get the free.
Ducked into it, didn't want to dispose of it, didn't pay the high free kick and gave it for holding the ball.
Terrible kick from Tom Green. He had Ward loose.
Adrenaline pumping.
Kicked it out of bounds on the full, over-kicked it, yeah. Used the 7-iron when he could have got away with the 9. So Doherty now. High footy. Aaliyah setting himself to spoil Hewitt. He does. Knock down his Brown again. Gave the handball straight to Curnow. Iden it was, in fact. And he kicks it around the corner. And out of bounds. We'll throw it in deep.
So agree with you, Kate. If you sag to try and get a high free, there's your prior gone and it's holding the ball. There's no other way to adjudicate that.
They've said that that's how they're going to adjudicate it for the last 3 years, but yet every time a player ducks and they don't give a high free kick, they call it for a ball up. So I'm glad that one was paid.
Free against. It'll cut it out of the game. Nice handball, Himmelman. Himmelman even. And he got it to Tom Brown.
Himmelman.
Himmelman.
Or Himmelberg.
Himmelberg. Even Himmelberg. Whichever one people can recognise, Himmelberg's probably what he'd like more. Taylor, inside his defensive area. There's a bounce. Runs outside of defensive 50. Only the little man Jones, and he was never going to outmark 3 Blues. One of them was Doherty. Back to Haynes. Haynes to Chera, wide open. Centre of Marvel.
Outside 5. High on.
He has to wait and sees Doherty wide, gives it to Sard. Sard to Haynes. Haynes just a Phil Cracker style left footer inside 50. Motlop came at it. Good late spoil on him. Still the Blues with numbers. Hollands tried to get it into the pocket. Touched his what you heard. Now it's White with a centering ball. A high one. No one wanted to mark it. Himmelberg with a big fist. And a high contact free will go the way of Toby Green.
Crowd not happy about that, but it was there. Toby Green immediately out wide. High footy there, couldn't be your mark. Spills to ground level, picked up there by Thomas. Got the handball back inside to Ware. They're away and they're out of the loop here. Spins with Tom Green. Tom Green on the left, 60 metres out. The lead of Brown is marked again to Riccardi it is. And Riccardi has taken the mark on the lead, 35 to 40 out.
And that was just beautiful forward craft by Riccardi there. He was going back hard towards goal. He had Lewis Young blindsided and then just ticks up late, and Green had the awareness just to drop it in front of him. Just a beautiful bit of forward craft.
So in here comes Riccardi. Pretty good kick. Got one from 40 here.
Oh, loves it.
And that is magnificent off the boot. So they retain the lead and extend the margin here. 8-4-52 the Giants. Carlton 6-6-42 on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Yeah, very well described, Isaac. A lot of the time you see now players that when the ball user breaks 50 or is running into the forward 50, they often just keep running the same pattern as the player with the footy and run towards the goal square, which makes it really hard for them to make a decision. It was a beautiful tick back up from Riccardi, which drew the footy and made it a very easy kick for Tom Green as well. So really nice forward craft from him.
He's happy with the flush too. Old Dan Riccardi.
Just the one guy coming up to him and saying,
Yeah,
well done.
they're not celebrators, are they, the Giants? They're just lone wolves.
We're saying, where's JB going this afternoon?
Yeah, no, Kinger, he doesn't even look that happy.
Neither was the lady on the bench behind her. She was yawning.
It's all sort of flatlining, isn't it? Briggs down to Cripps. He was taken. Cherra's handball. Wide for Lord. Beating him to the footy was Thomas. Himmelberg back to Thomas. Left foot, clever. Finds Whitfield, and he loves to roost a long one. Riccardi at the back. Takes the mark. Push. A push out will go the young fella O'Farrell's one.
That's all he needed to do was hold him with his chest against him, and he would have marked against the young fella. Short kick finds Doherty.
Yeah, well, the young fella's got caught a couple of times in front. Riccardi's playing that back space really well, and as you said, should have just taken an easy bar.
Doherty's short kick here. Oh, looking for Bedford, who fell right on his back and knocked most of the oxygen out of his lungs. He's just recovering now, gets back up. Hewitt shuffles the handball to Cripps. Smothered by Jones here, the handball. The Giants retain the footy and they're forward in. Himmelman went after it but couldn't get it. High footy here for Hogan. So was the big fella Briggsy. Carlton come up with it though through White. Got an entry inside 50. Allaire just read it brilliantly. Young was disappointed with the kick and Allaire plays on, then kicks it out wide and finds O'Halloran. That ends the first half. Nice little 10-point lead here for the Giants. They led by 1 point at quarter time. Well, it's 10 at half time. 8-4-52 to the Blues. 6-6-42 on the Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Half-time break. We'll be back on the other side with all the info. McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rock Football.
That quarter, the Titanium Caravans. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious Titanium Caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks footy.
built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z. Backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Cbus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong long-term returns for after the final whistle. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you. T's and C's apply.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z. Backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Cbus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong, long-term returns for after the final whistle. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z. Backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
M Sport. Uncover well-kept secrets with listeners' lineup of investigative podcasts. Download the free listener app and search Uncover.
Hi there, it's Matt Layton with you. Paul Curtis is back for the Roos tonight against the Pies at Marvel. The North forward returns after that 3-game ban for a tackle that had plenty of fans fired up. Coach Alistair Clarkson says he's rapt to have him back in the mix.
He's having a great year. Unfortunately, leading into that suspension that's just upset his year a little bit, but yeah, he's back now, and we're excited to have him back. He's a really important player to our side, and he's really emerging as a prominent player in the competition.
Oscar Piastri's Monaco weekend did not kick off smooth, but the Aussie has bounced back in style. After an early slide into the barriers, he finished Friday practice second fastest. And an $8.5 million loss has capped off a rough run for Football Australia. The announcement follows James Johnson's resignation as chief exec just weeks ago.
The most unbelievable stories you've never heard.
Are you serious?
Sports Bizarre.
I'm quite exhausted.
Download the listener app to listen for free.
Mostly sunny and 19 degrees at Marvel Stadium. It's half-time there between the Blues and GWS, with the Giants leading by 10 as Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy. This halftime break for Specsavers Audiology. Rediscover the joy of everyday sounds with a Specsavers hearing expert today.
Yes, half-time at Marvel Stadium. Good game of football, Carlton and the Giants. There's just 10 points in it at half-time. 6-6-42. The Blues trail the Giants 8-4-52. Before we get to you, Ash, Abby Holmes has joined us from down there on the boundary. Anything happening of interest down there at the moment, Abs? Nothing?
No, nothing.
Okay, we'll see the flowers in front. I decided to stop at the florist in Fitzroy and grab those for you.
Oh, Brian.
And the vases included. And this is all... I'm going to try and get the boys to put in for them and see if they can do it. But no, this is on behalf of Triple M, because I think this is your last game for Triple M, but you still got a day or two or a week or so to go with 7.
Could happen at any minute though, Brian. But yeah, my last game with Triple M. For a few weeks anyway. Still got a couple more with 7, but this is very kind of you.
Do you like those?
I love them. They're beautiful.
Yeah,
you didn't have to do that.
That'll be good.
Well done, Abby, and good luck with it all. But I went on parental leave 2.5 weeks ago, BT, and you didn't get me any flowers or a vase.
Well, Abs deserves them. She's a Trojan. She works hard. Still working. The working, by the way, is your choice, isn't it?
Yes. 7
you
of the
don't
ones.
have to work.
No, 7 have been amazing throughout this entire process, and very much so guided by me. So I'm fortunate that I have been feeling so great.
But you do know that when you take a spell in this industry, things can happen, and But I don't want that to get on your mind. No, because that's probably the wrong thing to say. But no, it's absolutely the wrong thing. The flowers are lovely, aren't they?
They're beautiful. You didn't have to do that, but
There's
I'm
a note
very
in there from me.
Thank
A
you.
little note, and very nice work, Abs. Isaac.
Yeah.
What do you think of the flowers?
They're not bad. I don't know what any of them are called, but
Am I meant to take these down to the boundary with me and then into the rooms
I don't
post
know.
game?
Couple of
Agapanthus in there.
Anyway, we did well to get them in. I had to smuggle them through, contacts.
Well, Marvel actually wanted you to go to their florist and buy them.
Yeah, they did.
Well, you've nailed it. You've nailed it, guys. Thank you very much. I'll miss you, but I won't be out of action for too long.
So, just as a matter of interest, when do you think you might come? It's hard as a first-time mum because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know how you're going to feel, and you just want to get back whenever you feel good.
Yeah, I don't anticipate taking too much time off, but in saying that, I have never had a baby before, so I'll be guided by him, and hopefully he's a little champion. I'm manifesting that he's going to eat and he's going to...
What colour have you painted the room?
It's like a sage green.
Oh,
done that over the last couple of days.
I like how you've manifested all this and you're thinking this is what'll happen, that's what'll happen, and then 2 weeks in you'll be thinking, shit, what's going on?
Well, once he's had his shots and whatnot, it's safe for him. Keegs can just bring him, sit in an empty corporate box and watch the footy. And
do you get to the stage in the pregnancy where you get as big as you can and then you don't get any bigger? Are you at that stage yet? Or
I think I'm growing rapidly every day.
Daily.
Yeah. I reckon at 20 weeks I was thinking, gosh, I can't possibly get any bigger, and then every day.
Well, you need to know that none of us here know anything about first aid, so don't have the baby here. That is my advice.
Little O'Sullivan's down there on the Blues bench, of course, so she's got me if I do go into labour on air, but that's fine.
Very good. Good on you, Abs.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you very
didn't
much.
have to do that.
No, good on you.
No, you're a good man, BT. Thanks for organising.
Yes, thank you. Organise that on behalf of $5 each, please. Ash, give us the Red Z lenders to half-time.
Well, the Blues are leading the inside 50s 30-26, but their goal scoring efficiency really dried up in that second term. They're down to 20% in the first half. They're ranked 17th in that particular stat, 4 below the league average, and the Giants have been damaging from the back half, so 44 out of their 52 points have been generated from the defensive half of the ground and 45 from turnover. Toby Green, he's the leading ball winner on the ground, 16 disposals, 8 score involvements and a couple of goals. Tom Green with 15. Harvey Thomas, he's had 12 touches and 5 score involvements, and for the Blues, 15 to Doherty. Kerno, 11 disposals, but 2 goals, 3. Cripps, 11 and 1 goal, 1.
Specsavers Audiology, rediscover the joy of everyday sounds with Specsavers hearing expert today. I did not know, but I learn something every week. Been reading it out for a while. Thank you for those stats, Ash. In a paragraph, and I mean a paragraph, sum up this game.
Yeah, well, I think both teams have had their opportunities, haven't been able to execute going inside 50, but we thought if GWS were going to win today, they had to do it from their back half, and at the moment, all their scores are coming from there.
When clangers happen, it's lucky or Damie.
Nice handball, Himmelman.
I'm here.
Himmelman even. And he got it to Tom Brown.
Himmelman.
Himmelman.
Or Himmelberg.
Even Himmelberg. Yeah. Whichever one people can recognise, Himmelberg's probably what he'd like more.
Just listening to JV try and squirm out of that, because not very often he makes a little, name error.
Yeah, well, I was with Jack Everett on Thursday night, and he made the first error I've seen him make in a commentary box in 18 months, and that's the first error I've seen JB make as well.
Well, there you go. So
something in the air, full moon or something this week.
We let him off with it. All right, half-time scores here. See a 10-point lead to the Giants, 8-4-52 to Carlton, 6-6-42. And this is the half-time break for Specsavers Audiology. For McDonald's Rim Hot Water, Triple M rocks football.
That halftime break for Specsavers Audiology. Rediscover the joy of everyday sounds with a Specsavers hearing expert today.
For Ring Hot Water and McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Life can be chaotic, busy, it can be a lot. However, when you have a Mitsubishi Heavy Industries Air Conditioners Australia air conditioner, it is designed and engineered to keep you calm in the chaos. You can set the perfect temperature in any room. You can breathe easier with clean air technology. With a Mitsubishi Heavy Industries Air Conditioner Australian air conditioner, experience whisper quiet operation and embrace complete comfort. Place your trust in Mitsubishi Heavy Industries Air Conditioners Australia, the experts in air.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Cbus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong long-term returns for after the final whistle. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z. Backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Cbus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong long-term returns for after the final whistle. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z. Backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Cbus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong long-term returns for after the final whistle. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Bunnings Trade. Bunnings Trade has tax time sorted with big deals on big brands.
10 points GWS. You can score big with the heavy hitters like Makita, DeWalt, AEG, Passload. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Brian will tell me when he comes back on. Plus, check out redemption offers from the brands you know and trust. Kick goals this tax time at Bunnings Trade as the halftime entertainment leaves Marvel Stadium and we get ready for this second half. And Kate McCarthy's here, as is Isaac Smith and Ash Stewart. And Kate, after a lot of Carlton dominance in that second term, the Giants did it where it mattered most on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they were able to get a little bit more time in their forward half in that second quarter, and you just felt like their ball movement was a little bit more, I guess, polished than Carlton in that game. In that first half. But to be fair, Carlton didn't make the most of their opportunities. 1-5 at one point in that second term compared to 5-1 in the first term. So she was telling us how accurate they had been in the first part of the game, and then that just slipped away. And that's, I think, mainly due to their ball use going inside forward 50. There wasn't a whole lot of shots that we called that they should have made. So I think they'll want to just polish up that last kick going inside 50.
Is it fair to say that when you watch Carlton live, they all feel a bit one-paced? Like you just don't feel like there's that explosive ping from almost anywhere. It all feels like it's all going at one speed.
Yeah, and I think that was the thing through their midfield, that having both Hollands boys out there together can sometimes change. They can move them through the middle. Adam Sard, they want to get the ball in his hands.
But he's not what he used to be leg speed-wise, I don't reckon.
Absolutely. So I agree. I think there is a little bit of one pace about them, especially in the midfield, and that's been the thing that you think they've been trying to find, the player they can inject through there. I liked how they used Zach Williams earlier in the year. He went up to centre bounce and played a bit of time as that fifth mid, but obviously he's not in the team at the moment, so they've struggled to find another player that can really have that injection of speed.
There's no like Chad Warner, the Connor Rozee, Luke Davies Jr., those players that just burst forward and look like they can change a game with their own legs.
And they're strong in the midfield, but they're all quite similar players. Sam Walsh is obviously the exception to that, to Hewitt and Cripps, but he still doesn't have that big turn of speed that on the outside you want to see him ball in hand, delivering the ball inside forward 50.
They have got very potent forwards, of course, as the Giants make their way back out. What did you make of GWS? Certainly, a couple of their superstars were fantastic, Toby Green being the main one.
Yeah, I liked their movement from their back half, which is their one wood. It's their weapon, the way that they like to spread the ground, use run and carry, handballs back through. And just one I've been keeping an eye on is Lockie Whitfield. He's had a bit of a change of role. So he's been playing through the forward line and the midfield up until this point in the season, playing 95% off the back line or off the back half. So that's an interesting change for me, because he's someone that they love getting the ball in the hands of. So to have him in front or level with the footy is definitely different from them.
Thanks for that, Katie. Weird ass day where you have two AFL games played at the same venue. Really still can't understand why that has to happen. So we've got Collingwood North Melbourne here later on. And we'll get Ash in position to tell us what else we've got to enjoy today. I know that Freo and the Port Adelaide Football Club are facing off at Optus Stadium over there in Perth. What other games are going on, Ash?
Yeah, of course, Hawthorn v Brisbane at the G. They should get a fair crowd, JB. That's coming at 4:15. And then North Melbourne, Collingwood tonight at Marvel. And you're right, that other game is at Optus Stadium. The Dockers taking on Port Adelaide.
So they've got to clean this place completely out and then bring everyone for the second game back.
I mean, the most recent history of this happening, JB, was Gather Round in Adelaide, where they did it in 1 hour. They had 1 hour to turn the ground around.
Were you involved in that? Just a little hello, we had a sip of something while that happened, and we had to be hidden away.
Yes, that's right.
The head of the stadium came to us and said, if you plan to stay, then you're welcome to, because you're the upper echelon. You're welcome to.
Pull the blinds down.
But we're going to have to pull the blinds down and get you out of sight while we clear this ground out and start again.
Yes, we had a bottle of Penfolds.
Just a little something, Brian.
8-9, I think we had.
Just to keep us sort of happy.
That was after the 7:07.
That's it. We are very close to getting this one started up for the second half. People taking their seats in the Medallion Club in front of us.
Just looking at Adam Kingsley and talking to Tom Green there, he does not let up on the players, does he? He's in there. He's so intense, and coaches in the past, like Nathan Buckley, come to mind and been criticised for being, fully intense. I think Buckley learned his lesson to back off a little bit, but it is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, well, there's some players that eat that stuff up on the bench, and there's some players, as we said earlier, that just like to be left alone and be able to go about their work. So it'll be fascinating if he targets certain individuals because he knows he can get a lift out of them, or what his philosophy is around it.
Well, Benny Hart's, is that Benny Hart down there?
Yes,
he's also giving a real ear chewing.
He's got a laptop down there, and away he goes. Toby Green out of the middle with a talk, goes straight inside 50, immediately out the back door is Riccardi. Riccardi, a little knockdown here, picked up magnificently by the Blues and tidied up in defence. Wiedering. Coming out the back door to Hollands. Hollands there looking for Fogarty. And over the line, out of bounds it goes. We'll have a boundary throw in here at the Carlton.
Tom and Kieran come from the middle, Steph.
Stoppage.
It's a little positional change for the second half. Mitch McGovern playing in the forward line.
The Briggs there with the Tony. He'll take the front position. Ball falls short as it normally does with the umpires. Either that or the players go back too far. Walsh around the corner. Mackay was very careful. Never gets his knees dirty normally. Had to go down on them that time. Mackay and Cripps combine in the handball. Cripps cleverly knocked it out to Mackay. Mackay fumbled it there and got pushed out of the way, so Bedford tidies it up here. A little one here to Iden, and Iden short ball to Whitfield.
Whitfield not really wanting to pull the trigger. He had a couple of options. One of them was Lockie Ash, got it to him, centre of Marvel. He arches the back away from Chera, ran a long way. Ball in the Hogan direction, gets out the back. Green, that's Toby, and he had his kick blocked. It looked like it was going to be a goal all day long. He flicks a handball back into the protected area, if you like, and it was easily taken away by Walsh, but it's not going to get far. And Ward marks the dump kick 40 from home.
Well, it looked like Toby Green was in slow-mo there. It looked like he was just going to dribble it over for a goal. He was pretty much in the goal square. Ended up getting caught, but they had their defence set up really well. GWS, Ward was in a really good position. Had to be a hack kick. They were under pressure and takes it easy, Chestmark.
So old Cement. I've asked him on air before if he likes the nickname Cement, and he's not sort of sure, but he's had it for that long, he's just got to cop it. Set shot from him. It's got to fade back from left to right. It's not going to. A behind starts the scoring in this second half. 8-5 the Giants, 6-6 Carlton.
Nice jumpers the Giants have got. Bit of tiz on there. Nicely done. Here's Sard from fullback. Plays on, sneaks a good 15 metres and then drills the ball almost to the middle of the ground. Great penetration. Free kick will be played to Cripps here. Just back onto the centre circle. He wants to move it quickly. He's told to go, and he does. Drills it inside 50. Up they fly. McGovern was there, as mentioned before. Couldn't take the mark. Comes out to Ware. Ware of the Giants got it to Ward. Ward long handball. Wanted Whitfield. Whitfield found it. Lovely handball outside to Jones. Jones the run. The short ball is perfection. Looking good here as Riccardi goes around the corner. Drilling ball inside. Hogan takes the mark on the boundary line. Deep in the pocket. He needs to settle here. Not do anything brash. He's only 20 metres out. It is on his left foot. And he's uncertain whether he's going drop punt left foot or right foot banana.
Well, it looks like he doesn't want to ruin his goal scoring percentage at the moment. True man, he's 20-something goals, 6, and he looks like he wants to give it off.
So Hogan for his second will run around on the left boot. Got good purchase on it, kicks the goal.
Loves it.
Got a couple. Did well the big fella, so good start here. 6-6-42 Carlton, 9-5-59. The biggest margin of the game, 17-point lead to the Giants.
I'm not sure why he was so uncertain about that. He looked very comfortable once he put it on the slipper.
Yeah, it's 28 goals, 6 now for the season. So I'm with you, Isaac. If I'm probably hitting them at that percentage, I'd be taking my full allotment of time. But just the ability to chain the ball again from D50 to forward 50, and the player that we spoke about, that positional change, Lockie Whitfield, he's playing a huge role. He's starting in the half-forward line and working all the way back to the defensive 50, playing a key role, a beautiful handball out to Darcy Jones to get that ball moving.
5 of the last 6 to the Giants. As BT said, game high lead as we get it started to get out of the middle. Chera is hunted down by O'Halloran.
You mentioned earlier that if GWS got to win, it's got to come from their half-back. 50 of their 59 points have come from D50.
Briggs and De Koning taken by Cripps. Tumbling ball out in front of Lord. And he wraps up Ward very nicely.
I would assume, Chu, that that's a fairly high percentage for a team in the AFL.
Yeah, no question. No question. Usually, close to 45% of your scores are generated from the front half, 55 back half, but that's virtually 90% for the Giants.
Knocked down to Cripps. Sure about those stats, Ash. I just think they're generated from good play. Whitfield. O'Halloran, he was caught in a ripping tackle.
I guess they still have to come from somewhere on the ground.
But why break it down to chapters and it's just a stupid thing. Sideways to Akers marks. Little kick out wide here to Fogarty. Fogarty marks 70 metres from downtown. Looking for something. Mackay pointing to the pocket. Well, he's put it there. Now you get there. And awake till it was Buckley. Knew what was going on and knocked it over the line out of bounds.
It was an interesting kick that. He kicked it to Mackay, who had no separation on Buckley, but Curnow had got 3 or 4 metres on his direct opponent. It was in a similar spot. maybe just didn't see him, but I thought it was an interesting entry inside 50.
Ball up inside. The Blues forward 50. Briggs to the front. Tapped it down to Thomas. Big collision. A couple of Giants get up. Ginger. Doherty outside of the boot. Flying banana. And he slots it. First goal, second half Blues. Doherty gets his first. 7-6-48, 9-5-59.
Classy finish, bit of a team lift to that one. You felt like they needed something in this game to get a little bit of momentum back, not because they've been blown off the park, but it was just a flat feeling out there. The crowd's flat. They haven't had a whole lot to cheer about from a Carlton perspective in the last sort of quarter and a bit. So hopefully that starts to lift them. A little bit of individual brilliance from Sam Doherty to slot that one through on the run.
Bunnings trade as tax time sorted with big deals and big brands. You can score big with heavy hitters like Makita, DeWalt, AEG and Pasload. Plus check out redemption offers from the brands you know and trust. Kick goals this tax time at Bunnings Trade. 11-point margin here now in favour of the Giants.
I know it doesn't have a cellar door, JB, but Mount Barry, private little getaway.
Beautiful
maybe.
there.
He's thinking of places. JB is going for a surprise overnighter somewhere.
2 nights, BT.
We think in the northwesterly direction. Kick out wide, 2 nights there. Haynes, look, goes inside 50. Lear was able to reach with a long arm thump out very wide, and Akers sees it over the boundary line and will have a throw in at half forward for the Blues. They trail 48-59.
That's a 35-metre thump from Lear. Spud would be very pleased. There's the ball in right in front of Abs. And DeConing just gets rid of Briggs, gives it to Blake Akers. High ball inside 50. Mackay. Late thump from Taylor. Hewitt taking the ground. Akers. And illegally Hewitt's taking the ground. What are the frees in this game, please, Ash?
Free kicks, JB, 13-10 Carlton's way.
So they're doing a lot of grizzling, the Blues supporters, and they're actually in front in that measure as that goes over. And it's going to be thrown in very deep in the Blues inside forward 50 area.
Impressive watching TDK there in the ruck against Briggs. Was just able to move him. Briggs is a big boy. Just got his shoulder in the right position.
Not very impressive watching Mackay and Buckley. Why doesn't Mackay make first contact with him and push off and then lead? Why does he try and match it with speed when he knows Buckley's got good closing speed and he punches it away? It's dumbass thinking. Just push off him, push into him and then lead. Give yourself a metre or two separation, because he might make it a little bit of that up on the way in on you. Shearer. To the left footer. McGovern glove, left foot around the shoulder. High balls, it got the journey. Falls a metre short. Minor score in the end for the Blues, so 49 plays 59 on the Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
You're the big power forward, Bristol. Get down there and tell him.
Well, this is what I would teach him, but he doesn't like necessarily the contact.
Okay, well, Ash to bring it away. Short ball for O'Halloran, then gets it back and exits defensive 50 out of side. Long penetrating ball. Riccardi with the fist in. Jones ground level. Toby Green's there as well. Flicks the handball into the path of Sard. Now to Hewitt. TDK will go back to Sard. Got away nicely from Jones. Has a bounce. Arches the back away from Tom Green. And inside 50. Beautiful. To Will White. Well done by Adam Sard. And White from 40. Tidy Shangle to the right of screen goal. And they're enjoying the work of Adam Sard.
Change of pace we were talking about at half time. JB, that ability to break away, change lanes, change angles, and also force the defence to move, and then the presence of mind to just put the touch kick to Will White.
For 2 in a row here for the Blues. It's looking good. It's across the face. Hits the post. Go behind. 7-8 to 9-5.
You're manually capturing that, Two-Man.
First poster for the day. I am writing that one down.
First poster for the day for both sides, Ash?
For the game, so...
No, there was one at the other end, mate.
Was there?
Yeah.
There you go. I missed a few on Thursday night as well, didn't I? Streak continues.
What I like about you said it with such convincing confidence and you're trying to sham us. Riccardi takes the mark at half back. Just
he's a salesman, so
over the line. You're right, Cam.
How long's this been going on?
24 years.
Look like an aircon off you.
Little low ball. Buckley waited for it. McGovern went, put pressure on him. Now Iden's got to go. They're all there. McGovern a fumble and a fiddle. Buckley didn't want it to come out in the end. Not enough helpers there. So we'll have a ball up at centre half forward for the Carlton side. Well done to them to retain it in their 50. Umpire Matt Stevic waiting an eternity to get on with it.
No, he did. Hurls it in the air down to Fonte. Went out of there to Thomas. Really nice handball. O'Halloran gets on the end of it. Kicks it for Cadman. He's just eased under the footy. Haynes gets a hold of it at ground level. Back to Young. Young's little one will work to Chera. Chera inboard. Look out! Broken up in the air by Toby Green. Picked up by Brown, who runs away. Flicks a handball over the top to Fonte. Back to Brown. Brown thumps a handball looking for Jones. It's not going to work. And Doherty got back to support the defence well. O'Farrell's kick sits it hard on the head of Hollands. Through came Ward. Beautiful pick up Jones. Flying handball back here to Ash. And Ash's left foot ball inside forward 50. Cadman takes a really good mark, but he gives away a free kick doing it.
Unlucky. Haynes has got the free. Thought he was unlucky. Haynes goes short here, looking for and finding Lord. Lord a little low ball inside the Fogarty. He marks just backward of the centre circle, kicks it slightly out the wing to Hewitt, who is always going to be in trouble. Chera went for don't argue, needs to get rid of it, did in the nick of time. Motlop can give it. Never gave it straight to the Giants. Very, very ordinary play. Now picked up by Whitfield. On the rebound, finds Hogan on the wing.
Oh, he spills a mark. Engo's got to come in. He gets crunched.
What's happening here?
Down to you.
Both rucks have come to the bench for a rest, but Kieran Briggs looking very, very sore as he limped off. He's just in the hands of the trainers now, so I'll come back to you when I know more there.
Important little period for either Carlton or GWS at the moment. Carlton have the run of the contested possession. Their pressure is up, but GWS just absorbing it at the moment and not conceding.
Riccardi in the ruck against Mackay. Walsh went without it, then found it again. Sam Walsh gets pushed to the boundary, gets it around the body. Buckley with a thump away from McGovern. And the ball in right in front of the interchange gates and Abbey Holmes. It is a 9-point lead to GWS.
Every throw in here is middle of the wing as you can possibly get it. Riccardi takes it out of the ruck. Handball didn't get where it should have been. O'Halloran able to tidy it up, although he was pursued by Chera pretty well. Carlton hoping it went out of bounds, didn't get it there. O'Halloran to Himmelberg. Himmelberg missed Toby Green, gave the handball to Haynes. Haynes is caught to Lord. Now Chera gets it back to Hollands to Doherty. Doherty to Hewitt. Hewitt to Mackay. Mackay to Doherty. All handballs. Now Doherty's kick is short to McGovern. Takes the mark. Kicks it inside 50. Looking for a very, very high ball. And the mark is paid to Curnow, surely. 25 metres out, almost directly in front. Good linking handball from the Blues.
Yeah, and Carlton have looked their best in transition today when they've been risking those handballs a little bit to invite the pressure, and then finally they get someone out. I wasn't sure what McGovern was going to do with it. He set it up in the air in front of 3 GWS defenders, but a brilliant mark by Curnow in the end and gets a well-deserved shot on goal.
It's kick 2. This one here to get them back within 3 points. Directly in front, no more than 30 metres. Charlie Curnow of Carlton. In he comes, drills it. Nice goal, he's got 3. Giants lead by 3 points. We're 15 minutes into the third quarter on the Triple M Bunnings Trade Scoreboard.
Now to the third quarter numbers. This is obviously being played at the Blues pace and the way that they want to play the game. What are the numbers telling us?
Yeah, you spoke about that contested ball earlier. 22-11 Carlton's way. They're +3 in clearances, and they're also winning the territory battle as well. 8 inside 50s to 5. They've kicked 2-2 from those 8 entries.
Yeah, so they're getting this back into a contested game. They're finally winning the contest where they do their best work, but the most impressive part has been chaining the ball out with hands or using an uncontested option from that source and then going forward. It was a really nice kick from Mitch McGovern, the perfect amount of weight on it for Charlie Curnow to run and jump.
Almost like a park coach, Kinga, like Park Orchards or Deer Park, or where they're just sort of patrolling the boundary line and muttering away to themselves and then speaking to their players when they come off and sitting down every now and then.
McLeod or Epping.
Yeah, one of those sort of joints. Toby Green gets it.
Holding Green. Advantage.
To Tom Green, and Tom Green fans it wide to Jones. Got the helmet on. He's got some hard running ahead of him from Cadman. Ignores that. In fact, it was Whitfield. He goes to Himmelberg. He thumps a long one. A good one too for Jesse Hogan. Just too much carry. And out of play, Abs, to you.
I've never actually seen so much communication on a bench. There's players to players, players to coaches. Kingers is down here, Ben Hart's here. There's players on the phone as well. So there is just so much going on the Giants bench.
Sometimes they just need a bit of see ball, get ball, rather than classroom stuff. But anyway, each to their own. He knows them better than any. Knows what they can handle and what they can't. We have another ball up here, forward for the Giants. Near forward pocket.
Harry, Jake.
Umpire throws it up. He knocked down McCarty, got it in the back of the Blues and went over very easily, McCarty, I've got to say. But he wins the free kick here.
Just an observation from up here, Kate. I feel like both teams would be so much better placed if they took the easy option. It looks like so often they're trying to overdo it with the ball in hand.
Really trying to invent things rather than taking the uncontested possession at times.
So many times they've had a handball they can hit or a short 15, 20 metre kick to shift the defence. And each team, it looks like they're just, whoever's got ball in hand is trying to be the one to create that score.
You can say of all of this because Carlton are just chipping it around on their back end here at the moment. Haven't gone anywhere. Mackay's got it at the moment.
Over the top to Walsh. He runs into a brick wall in the form of Tom Green. Simple mark drop by Akers. Ward gets around him and then he just barrels over the top of Walsh. Tumbling ball's horrible. Straight to Mackay. He can handball. Looking for Carroll. He gets crunched by Toby Green. Whitfield a flicking handball. Back to Ward. Ward can straighten up and he has kicked a goal. Cal Ward in the end got the job done. Second of the third quarter for the Giants. And it is 10-5-65 to 8-8-56.
Just talking about the crowd, and because that one little pocket of the cheer squad is all that's generating for the GWS Giants. It's not much noise being made from the small pocket on the ground, but when they kick a goal, you sometimes rely on the crowd's reaction when it's sailing through from that far side of the ground, but at the moment we have got no idea. We're just judging on the either player's reaction or where the goal umpire goes, but there's not much noise being generated by anyone that's not a Carlton fan.
And I know we've talked a little bit about GWS's celebration today, but I wonder, being at, say, the Giants, and they have low crowd numbers and low support, does that just wear on you after time?
Well, then you just give up.
I don't know, Brian. You played for Collingwood, I guess, so...
And Richmond.
So you always had big crowds there.
Well, it's interesting, but why do they fart around with the footy so much in the back end, the Blues? Well, they did, and they invited all sorts of pressure then, and they copped it, and they did it, and good. There's the Koenig.
Just stop it.
Just stop it. The umpire, he's had enough too. He's like me. He's getting the shits out there. He's going, just stop it, mate. I haven't come here to be abused by you.
But again, this is just a footy collision that's caused the player to be slightly dinged. They've stopped the game dead, and now there's got to be a ball up. This is the overcorrection from what we saw with Lockie Schultz.
And whoever had the advantage in terms of field placement with players loses that.
But it's because of how much noise was made about that incident, though. They got drilled for not stopping the game.
Yeah.
And now if they don't stop it, it's scrutinised with how long it takes for them to stop it. So
I agree. They shouldn't have got scrutinised like they did for that. It was nothing more than an umpire decision at the time. Here's an opportunity with Ash.
That was also a serious concussion. This is just a footy collision.
But it's hard for them to tell without seeing a replay, though, when it's live in front of them.
I can tell. Look, I've got eyes. I can see. Here's Wiedering, and nothing with Kate. It's just frustrating. Short kick, Hollands. Hollands, I don't know.
Hollands is
you know. I don't know.
Trailed off a little there, Bruce.
No, I'd like to say something.
No, better off.
Yeah, don't say it.
Wide Hollands. Cripps in the marking area, and he's starting to impose himself for champ. Flicks it over the top now to White. White on the left. Centering ball. Fogarty locked up. Tried to drag a free. Buckley. That kick's touched, so Ward's going to have to play on from that. Gets it off to Ash. Ash runs as far as he can with the ball. And then Young takes a very good defensive mark.
Great mark it was. Young, real good contested pack mark. Right on the wing, right in front of the interchange bench here. And Young says, come on, someone come at me, but we're all a bit tired. High footy, and Buckley had hands on it, and then he tackles McGovern the moment he dropped it. Ward's there as well. He fell flat on the ball trying to win the free off the umpire. We'll have the ball up.
And Patrick Cripps, number 1 ranked player in this quarter, 8 disposals and 3 clearances. Tom Green, 15 in the first half, just 2 in this term.
Giants by 9 points here
for Red Zeds.
Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard. Cripps to pick it up, needs to get rid of it. Did to Walsh. Walsh a bit of a hoik. Feels well for Lord. Chera. Handball Haynes. Haynes now kick inside 50. Down low mark Whitfield.
Whitfield off to Fonte. Fonte's got a wide ball here for Jones. It's a really good kick. Hits Jones. Jones to Angove. Angove wants to get and go. Sticks it inside 50. Just too strong for Thomas. Thomas slides the handball to O'Halloran. O'Halloran to Cadman. And Cadman's ball for Hogan was good. And Hogs takes it 30 out.
I tell you what, JB, this Claremont boy Angrove just keeps getting more and more impressive. Every time he gets the ball, he's making something happen with the game. It feels like so often today the game's just gone nowhere, but he gets it, he uses his speed, he uses his agility. Even though he missed that kick, he was still making positive moves.
Footy Factory, of course, we've discussed this. Graham Moss, Ken Hunter, Guy McKenna, Brayshaw. Here comes Hogan. Shut up, Bristol. 30 out, slide angle, he has just snuck it through. So Hogan gets his third, and GWS extend their lead 11-5-71 to 8-8-56. Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
So being able to generate more and more points from that defensive half again there. That was a beautiful intercept mark from Whitfield, just read it off the boot better than anyone else, but then changing the angles, opening up the outside of the ground. That's why players like Jones and Angove and Thomas that have leg speed can get involved and can play a part in connecting their D50 with their F50. And even Cadman's ability here to come back in on his left to see that there was an opening was well within his right to have a shot, but dishes it off to Hogan, who then goes back and kicks the goal. But just that transition play.
Down to you, Abs.
Toby Bedford's just getting assessed on the bench now for that right shoulder. He was the incident where the umpires stopped play. He does have the left one strapped, but this is the other side, so we'll keep an eye on him.
Thanks, Abs. Back to the middle we go. It's back out to a 15-point lead for the Giants here. We'll close in on three-quarter time. Just under 5 minutes remaining. Hewitt's got the free in the middle here for Carlton. Goes long, Motlop fighting, out the back door it came. McGovern gave it to Curnow. He's just a little bit too close, couldn't accept it, and then McGovern was tackled to the ground by Fonte, and we'll have a ball up deep inside the Blues attack zone. They need to get cracking. I see their subbers just doing a bit of a warm-up down there at the moment. Bins. Ball up takes place. Tom Green slides it down the line looking for Riccardi. The 226 is there, but it's Haynes of Carlton that wins it.
Made a career of doing that. Very good aerialist, Nick Haynes. Goes back to the wing and finds Ollie Hollands.
How old is Nick Haynes, Ash? Just come back to us on that.
Hollands goes very wide looking for Curnow, missed him out in the full.
33 BT.
Yeah, doing well for that age, isn't he?
It's going to be Whitfield to bring it back in. The lack of scoreboards, Bristol. I mean, where are you trying to find a score here? 71-56. Thank God you've got your little screen in front of you.
We've got 4 massive screens here, and rarely do they show the score.
O'Halloran coughed up the footy. Well done by Jones to flick it forward. Angove can't get out on the tackle. He handballed into the path of Doherty. And Doherty's kick has just stayed inside the field of play.
Oh, have a look at the GWS bench up there. They were up in arms because they thought it was out of bounds. He kicks it straight to Taylor. And 80, who's the former property steward, is now logistics. Look at him. He's speaking to the crowd as well. Down there saying it was out. I've never seen someone get so heated over such a sort of non-decision that didn't really matter where. Has taken the mark at half back here and will slow it down for the Giants. 3 minutes and 18 seconds to three-quarter time. 15-point Giants lead. Ware on that left foot sends it Hogan bound. The 223s go at it. Wiedering couldn't mark it. Akers with a really, really nice tackle on Himmelberg. Wins the free, just backward of the wing.
Akers stats, man.
Blake Akers for Triple M. Red Z, 9 disposals, 100% kicking efficiency.
Just got the crosshairs on him, Blake Akers from Ash. I don't know what he's done to you, Ash. Is it a personal thing?
No,
or,
definitely not.
That's it. Walsh. Wing out of side. No one on the mark, so he just goes. And then belts a high, long one. Buckley with a big defensive thump away from McGovern. And we'll get a ball in 35 metres around from the Blues goal. 2.5 left.
Are you a locomotive fan, JB? Puffing Billy a chance? Or?
I don't know. I would love to be able to engage in what this is going to look like, but I honestly have no idea.
The Danny Nongs while you're there.
Just hope it's not too heavy on the old invoices. Thomas has taken the ground. Given I know where the invoice is going to be heading.
Go to the Danny Nong Mall for a buffet breakfast tomorrow morning. Be lovely.
It'll be cheaper than those school fees anyway.
Nearly going to finish. Nearly done.
He has been scorned.
Oh my God.
Ward, little one here, White. Gathered, little left footer. Buckley just happy to concede it. Better not, otherwise he'll give away the free. Handball to Ware. Ware goes down the line here looking for Angove. Haynes over the top and takes a nice mark. 55 metres out near the boundary line here. Haynes has got it, waits for the lead to come. Curno's got no space at all. Sends it inside just when Curno wasn't looking. And the mark is taken here, I think, deep by Taylor. Or it'll be a ball up, one or the other, and I think it's the latter. So right on the edge of the square here for the Blues.
Another set of hands, I think, Bristol. So well officiated as the ball's thrown up. Cripps just about got through. Then he got it to Fogarty. And he hits the post.
That's 3B's first poster of the day.
Hits the post. 8-9 to 11-5.
Even Iz has got out of his seat next to you, Ash.
I know.
He's sick of it. He just needs a bit of space from you because he's just been spanked today. Where makes the mark. 1 minute 24 in the third quarter remaining.
This feels like those footballers sitting next to Benny Hart. They're just sort of trying to get away from him, but they can't.
14-point lead for the Giants here.
I reckon Benny Hart's filling him with stats and all those type of things.
They don't know what to think.
That you don't need when you're trying to win the football.
Carlton wind up the motor and get moving here. Ball comes to Curnow, couldn't win it. Akers knock on, got a little one here. White, Motlop on the lead. Soft hands, got the free. Got the free. Very, very lucky Motlop. He should have marked it. He had 2 metres on his man. It was presented on the platter, and his defensive man infringed. And Motlop will get a free from the pocket, deep in the pocket, I might add. Only 25 metres out. Very important kick this. They're down by 14. It's almost three-quarter time. So Motlop to kick the goal. Desperately needed one. In he comes from 25 metres, I reckon. Buckley stands the mark. Motlop opens the angle. Kicks around the corner and goals. Carlton are back within 8 points on the eve of three-quarter time. 9-9-63 to the Giants, 11-5-71 on the Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, well, they absolutely needed to kick that goal. They've had a lot of the possession of the footy. They've won a lot of contested ball this quarter, but up until that goal, the Giants had kicked more goals than them for the third term, so that gets them to 3 goals 3, plays 3 goals 1, but they have plus 20 in contested possession. They've owned clearance, they've owned the inside 50 count 15-8, so they needed to make the most of their opportunities. But you're right, BT, that inability to take that ball first grab really let the defender back in, and he was lucky to get that free kick, but he made the most of it, went back and kicked the goal.
I would like the umpire in that situation to say, if you're not good enough to take that mark, I'm not awarding you a free kick. Just out of principle, out of general principle. So we've got 22 seconds left, and that should be a recall bounce, and it is. So we've got a game of footy. Saturday Arvo under the roof. Blues 3 goals in this term, as have the Giants. It's been a tight go all day. And Brian, there's a mute button just in front of you there, that red one.
Brian's enjoying it.
Worked down into the path of Walsh, who's been busy, picked up by Toby Green. He can't get out of the Doherty tackle. Beautiful handball, Engove. Pick up, O'Halloran. Long ball forward. Marked by Riccardi. Slams it through.
Damn.
Well done. Right on the siren. Riccardi kicks a sausage. 12-5-77 Giants, 9-9-63 Carlton. Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard. Izzy and Kate next with Ash, Abs and BT. For McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Bunnings Trade. Bunnings Trade has tax time sorted with big deals on big brands.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
the new Tennessee barbecue range has arrived at Macca's, only for a limited time.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z. Backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Cbus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong long-term returns for after the final whistle. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z. Backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Cbus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong long-term returns for after the final whistle. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious titanium caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Ream hot water built tough for Aussie conditions when it comes to water heating. Ask your plumber to install a Ream 3/4 time here at Marvel. That's a 14-point lead for the Giants. 12-5-77 leading Carlton 9-9-63. Good crowd here on a Saturday afternoon and expecting the Blues to get up here in the end of the day. Ash with the Red Z Lenders, what have you got to 3/4 time, Ash?
Yeah, just some leading ball winners. Sam Walsh, 22 touches. Cripps, 20 and 1 goal. Number one ranked player in that third quarter. Whitfield has 22 for the Giants.
Bob Jane T-Marts, Abs?
Yes, a couple of concerns for the Giants on the injury front during that third term. So Toby Bedford had that right shoulder assessed, and Kieran Briggs looked very, very sore with a left lower leg injury, but looks as though they are good to go for the remainder of the game. And some paperwork has just gone in for the Carlton Footy Club, so that sub has been made. Binns comes in, and I believe it is Akers, but I'm just waiting on confirmation.
Ash has got him. Ash has run him down.
So Vossi listens to Triple M in the box as well, does he? There you go.
Well, Bob Jane T-Marts have great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cash back deals. Call or shop online today. T's and C's apply, Ash. What's your response to that?
Well, obviously, yeah, as Izzy said, I think Vossi does listen to the stats. We spoke about his kicking efficiency, but he was going at 100% today, so a bit stiff perhaps.
He's a bit of a, I'd say he's a game winner, but he has been involved in many close finishes in games, Akers, hasn't he? Yeah. He's been important.
And prior to this year, in fact, 23 and 24, he finished 6 in their BNF consecutive years, Blake Akers.
Only came back into the side today as well. Ash, are there any other outstanding features of the stat sheet there for us that we should be need to know about as we go into this tight last quarter?
Yeah, so the Blues are number one for contested ball differential. So as Kate said, they smashed the Giants in their third quarter. Overall, they're plus 26, but end of the day, they're trailing by 14 points.
Hey, Abs, Tom Green has started every quarter on the bench so far, not on the bench in this quarter. Is that just the way it's worked out, or is there a reason?
I'm not entirely sure, BT, but it was interesting at 3/4 time watching him as well. The group out in their huddle, he came to the bench with Adam Kingsley, and once again they were going through vision, they were looking at some stats, and he was the one that initiated that chat with Adam Kingsley. So
they have ridiculous analysis. GWS is my take out of this game. It's like overkill analysis. Chera around the body, ball to half forward. Motlop has it belted away from him. Doherty picks it up, slides it inside 50. Mackay's been quiet. Buckley closed him down. Iden went to ground. Flicked up by Motlop. Doherty got the handball away. Outside of the boot. I reckon it was Lord. And that is superb. First goal Blues. Quality finish from Cooper Lord.
Well, we mentioned off there at 3/4 time that this game needed a bit of sizzle or something to be thrown in the mix, and that is an absolute brilliant finish there outside of the boot. But just before that, Harry Mackay, he had the sit, had the lead, and dropped an easy mark.
Hurt his ankle, stayed on the ground. He needs to take a leaf out of the young guy's book there, because he got crunched as well, didn't he?
He got smashed after he kicked it, but he's been very good for them the last few weeks, kicked a couple of very important goals in big moments. So can that get them up and going in this fourth quarter and get a bit of sizzle about their football?
Well, it's been a sizzleless game here today, and it is an 8-point margin. It hasn't been more than 2 goals really in it all day. It got out to 17 there at one stage, I think, Ash, but other than that, she's been a 2-goal to 1-goal game. Here's Toby Green out wide with a kick. Callum Ward's going to chase this down on the city side wing. He does. Little handball back to Tom Green, the grandson of Michael Green, 4-time Richmond Premiership player, might be 3. Anyway, high footy down there towards Brown. He takes it over the line and out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw in at half forward for the Giants. So important goal for the Blues early to keep their fans engaged, and also so they don't head to the car park, JB.
You're focusing on that, Brian. We get a ball in, out of side to Koning. Down to Hewitt. Which took the tackler on, gone. Had to be. It is. Good tackle. Lockie Ash.
Stand.
On the wing out of side. He's got Ward in the hole. Hasn't seen him. Still got him in the hole. Still hasn't seen him. Now he has. So if I can see him from here, is for that long, how can the Blues not see him? Ward, centering ball. Himmelberg, Hogan. Neither could quite glove it. And now it's a scramble. Ground level. Slapped into the path of Hogan. Unable to pick it up. Wiedering taken. Wanted the boundary and probably professionally found it.
Well, boundary throw in. Deep here at the Giants' end.
Tom, Kieran.
Umpires exclusively Mike for Triple M football. Ash, where are we going after this game?
MCG Hawthorn taking on Brisbane.
Nice little knockdown here by the big fella Briggs. Got it to Green. This is Toby Green hit the post. How many's that, Ash?
That's 4 posters.
Gee, hit the post and a minor score there.
Clear out.
So it's a 9-point margin in favour of the Giants here now.
I reckon that's his second individual poster, Ash. Can you look at that up?
Oh, no. BT, is that right?
Yeah, I think he was one of the far end.
Ash, I'd like you to be more across some of this stuff.
Writing that one down. How do you capture this data?
Manually.
Yep.
So, runs a long way and then hoofs the left footer. Briggs missed with the fist. That's hard to do. Fonte goes back at ground level. Got good wheels. Slips it over the top to Green. That's Tom. Fonte will run on. Doesn't get used. Instead of that, further afield to Thomas. He's 50 from home.
Right on it. Yeah, Jackson, right on it.
Not sure what Harvey Thomas's range is like.
Not sure it's in his back pocket, but he certainly made it difficult not to have the shot now, how long he set up.
He's looking back to the bench. Was he trying to get instruction even in this situation?
On how to kick it.
What is going on? 50 from home, Tidy Shanghai runs around.
Oh, no.
And then goes with a wobbling left foot sack that lands in the square. And now it's a scramble about 8 metres out and no one can get access, so ball up.
Not sure if that's what he was told to do.
No. And I don't think he was ever going to make the distance. He told Tom Green, no, I'm not passing you because I'm going to have a set shot. And Briggs! Sockersy caught it mid-air. Striker style. And he scores. And the Giants back out by 15 points on the Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Well, I reckon he's just grabbed a bit of inspiration off the Tottenham Hotspurs during the week at the Europa League. That was a brilliant finish, Kate.
Well, Ange Postecoglou would be watching this, but he wouldn't be happy with that because he's a Carlton fan. He sent a message to Vossi during the week, but he won't be over the moon with the volley from the big man Briggs.
Does he retain his job, Ange Postecoglou?
Has to.
Winning that?
Well, they go into the Champions League next year. So, and from all reports, the way he set up this year with all the injuries that occurred, that he knew that this was the only trophy they were going to have a crack at. So he, manifested that to happen.
I would like an extension of the finger to all of those knobhead English press and say, there's the first trophy in 16 years. I'm off to a better country to look after a better bloody setup.
Said at the parade today that the third episode of series are always better than the first two, so he's just putting the work in to just build a bit of excitement for his third season as coach.
That'd be silly not to.
Genius, we love him. Long ball here from Cripps, inside 50, Iden to fly. In fact, it was Aaliyah at the front who ended up touching it first, and it ends up out of play.
How good's his press conferences been this year, though? He hasn't missed.
I thought I was grumpy, but can he get on him?
The one from earlier in the season. So do you close your eyes and visualise trophies? He goes, no, just look at the ones I've got. I love that. No, the one's just there. The ones I've already won.
Boundary throw in. Little knockdown here. The Giants swatted out. The umpire got in the way of Young. That actually helped him win the footy. And over the line, out of bounds it goes. And the crowd don't like it, but don't worry. It's a boundary throw in here. 16 and a half minutes remaining in the final quarter. It's a 15-point Giants lead.
Does that count as a contested possession, that one, Ash?
Place the footy.
Ooh. Yes, I'm putting that one down. I'm manually capturing that one as well.
What we're working on week to week is there's a lot of murkiness in what Ash does. It's a little bit like laundering money or something. It's just doesn't feel right, but it's the result. If you're in on it, it's good. Motlop flies over the top, couldn't win it. Little one from Iden to poke it out. Ran down, and the tackle was Jones. Ball spills free. Spills to Briggs. Comes back to Jones. Jones has got Toby Green on. Toby Green's got out of the loop here, taken the mark, and goes inside to Bedford. Bedford diving attempt marks it 35 metres out, maybe 40, right on the boundary line here for Bedford.
See, their wheels. Jones into Bedford.
Yes.
That's proper speed.
Jones's ability to get up, he got smashed, got straight back up, wanted the footy back in his hands, and then had a big role to play in that transition.
Toby Bedford.
I'm mid one, yeah.
starting his approach from the perimeter piping.
I was always surprised Melbourne let him go.
Yep. Here he is, lining up. Kick of some 40 metres. On the way. It won't be a goal or a point. It's kicked out in front, and Haynes, in fact, Doherty it was, got a fist to it, knocked it through for a behind. So that's a 16-point margin now in favour of the Giants on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
I don't remember the details around that trade, but I wouldn't have said Melbourne are flush with speed either. And he has got genuine speed.
I think that's the one thing they're looking for.
Yeah, exactly. Kick in is good. Finds Lord, back to Saad. He runs himself into a bit of a corner because he always wants that left foot. Doherty confronted by Angove, corralled him nicely. Cadman has it knocked away from him. Good control here for Carroll. Got it to Walsh. Weird place to call for a handball. Got out of it nicely though, did Lord. Long ball forward, inside forward 50 here. Mackay, it's too heavy for him. Aaliyah goes at it with Cripps and the ball's over. No, stayed in.
Ping.
And it's going to be a ball up inside 450 Blues.
Just went deep into the red Zeds. Pick 44, I think the trade was.
Corey, get deep. Who's up? I've got
Ball
stop,
up here on the
Patrick.
Carlton 50. Right near the boundary line. Briggs just places it to Tom Green. Tom Green slogged the handball to Bedford. His kick around the corner is attempted mark by Haynes, but a free kick will go here and it'll go the way of Carlton.
Yours. No,
it'll go to Doherty. 65 metres out from goal here, Doherty. Look at the man on the mark waiting to get the play on call. Now Doherty drills a long forward-bound football. Big punch there. It was Mackay in the end that got it to the boundary and a boundary throw-in. Giants by 16 points with plenty of time left in this last quarter.
Kate, that hasn't worked all day.
Kieran.
I was just thinking of whether it's been good defence from GWS, and I was going to say that, and then I thought, no, it's actually been very poor ball use from Carlton going inside their forward 50.
Big long bombs as Mackay picks it off and unable to get boot to ball. O'Halloran kicks it, almost Sard. In fact, it was really well done on Toby Green. Great one-on-one win.
It's not to say it hasn't been good defence, but they haven't exactly been tested with the ball coming in.
Short one here for TDK, and he goes short again. Doherty, he's called to go. Inside 50, almost Lord, not paid. Not paid, and then Walsh has taken in the green tackle. Ball up.
Unlucky not to get a high free then. He was taken high. Absolutely Walsh in that tackle. Umpire couldn't see it, I reckon, is the reason it wasn't paid. So another ball up inside 50 here for the Blues. Cripps does the ruck work. Ash picked it up, Chera got it through and missed at a shot. Back to a 15-point margin now in favour of the Giants here. Still got 13 odd minutes to play in this last quarter. Ash will kick it in. No one ever talks about Ash, but he's a good player, isn't he?
Lucky Ash.
I think did Champion Data have him number one ranked player in the comp?
They did.
We discussed that a couple of weeks ago.
We whipped that to bits. Not that he wasn't a good player, but just that
I think that's by position as a general defender.
I noticed they've been a bit quiet with their list since Aaliyah gets a free. And giving it away was White.
But yes, my point was he has been a very good footballer.
His ability to now play that role has allowed Whitfield to play different positions around the ground, make more of an impact forward of the footy. Just back on that inside 50 use, so Carlton 52 inside 50s for 8 marks, GWS 38 for 12 marks inside forward 50.
Long ball down the line, fisted away, and at ground level, well represented Blues, floating inside ball. Angove takes a really good intercept mark, and then has got Himmelberg wide open on the wing. Giants go forward. Himmelberg a thumping ball. Cadman in good marking shape. Oh, ripped in the head. Nearly had his bonks ripped off. And he'll get a free. 25-30 out, not much angle. Wiedering not happy, but once the mark was dropped, he had the old Spud Frawley head massage.
Well, it was all started with Angove. Our boy. He was able to get the intercept and went straight away to the open side. He had Himmelberg, but it's just his intent to get the game moving every time he gets the ball.
9-9 Cadman, so this ain't through. It says 11-12 this season.
That's set shots, Joe.
Ash. You better not be selling me a pup. That goes through the middle. Cadman kicks it. Big goal in the context of this game. 11-10-76. Sorry, 11. Let me do that again. 10-10-70 Carlton. 14-7. 91 GWS on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
It's been their smalls that have been the difference around the ground. It's been just that combination, Jones, Angove, Thomas, even Toby Green at times, their ability to get the ball, show a change, a genuine change of pace, break a line and then deliver the ball inside forward 50, which has been very impressive from the Giants.
No, when I have another look at that whistle, it's not as bad as I thought. It had a bit of spud.
It got there, but it stopped.
But it wasn't.
It didn't follow.
It wasn't a clubbing.
No.
So Spud would be disappointed in the end.
Back to the middle. Funny little bouncing routine from the umpire there, and strange little bounce from Cam Dorr. There was another Cam Dorr that umpired. It must be his dad.
Is that Gavin Dorr?
Oh, it might have been Gavin. It must have been his dad, surely, or brother. I don't know, but yeah, it would have been his dad or brother. I'm not sure.
One of the two.
Family, no? Tom Green squirted it out sideways over the line out of bounds. We'll throw it in neutral territory here on the wing. So getting dangerously close to having Carlton supporters start to leave early. And so we would like the Blues to kick another goal.
It'll be easy to change the stadium over.
And they've got it at half forward. So Mackay will do the ruck work here with Riccardi. Mackay in front, positioned his body well, but he gave the handball straight to Tom Green. He was immediately sat upon by two Carlton players. One of those was Hollins, the other was Hewitt.
Back in this way, guys.
That's his son, BT.
Son. Okay, there you go. Right on the Sir Doug Nichols round logo here for Toyota. Can't wait for the legendary moments to come out later this year, I believe. Bins to Lord. Lord to Terra. Terra with a much-needed goal for the Blues has got it. Keep them in the gates. 15-point lead here for the Giants. Terra gets his first goal of the day on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Absolutely, it was much needed to be able to stay in touch here. GWS have had the run of the play. That one was a little bit of something out of nothing, and you felt like it had to be the midfielders pushing in or just taking a little bit more initiative with that last kick inside forward 50, and Chera made the job his own and took full responsibility, dribbled that one through.
So look at the scores from stoppages, which is the strength for the Blues. 7-5-47 to the Giants at 3-2-20, but Carlton conceded 71 points from turnover.
91-76. Adam Chera breathes a bit of life back into this game.
We've seen that on the Carlton bench. Two people on the phone at the same time, Joe Bird. Two players.
McLeod just got rid of...
Must have two phones.
Riccardi.
Talking to each other or...
Hiding the thump away. Slap to McGovern. Forward to Fogarty. Turner Blues. They are right back in it.
Oh, they're going to stay and enjoy this.
Second goal for Lockie Fogarty. Closes it to 9 points on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Well, we can see the entrance and exit from here, and they've turned around some of them. They're coming back. They've heard the crowd roar, and they realised it wasn't the Giants fans, and some are in trouble. They didn't get the out pass, so they're stuck.
Amazing.
But, as you said, two-man score from stoppage. That's Carlton's one wood, and they're actually starting to use it now.
3-1 from centre bounce for the Blues. Centre bounce clearances.
Back to within 9 points here. Still plenty of time in the game remaining. Giants by 9. Carlton on the comeback. Kicked the last two of the game. Lady down there is feeding some pickle juice into Fogarty. And you don't mind the pickle juice. 91-82 in favour of the Giants. Giants get the clearance out of the middle through Bedford. Got it to O'Halloran. Goes deep inside. Big launch over the top from Cadman. Out the back door is Wiedering. He's tackled, stripped. Cadman soccer off the ground goal. Cadman's got a couple. They respond immediately. And it's back out to 15 points for the Giants.
Huge tackle from Jesse Hogan to dispossess Wiedering there. He had control of the footy, put a whole lot of pressure on him, and then there was just Giants jerseys surrounding him. And a nice finish from Cadman, who was the Giant that flew and brought this one to ground. So really good effort from their two big guys up in their forward line.
So question for you, Izzy, if that hadn't been socketed through for a goal, were they playing holding the ball?
They weren't, but it had to be holding the ball. Wiedering took possession and then just dropped it clean, effectively in the goal square. But we're starting to get a bit of fizz in this game, and I think the umpires are starting to feel the pump as well. There's a bit of energy in this stadium.
Maybe the ball was knocked out in the tackle, JB.
Holding the ball, Bristol.
You've still got to dispose of it, don't you?
No, you only got to make an attempt.
I don't think he made any attempt.
Okay.
No. Guide. Walsh, he spun in a tackle, got the handball away. Cripps comes at it, Angove, nice and hard. Fonte on the wing, floats it forward. Really well done by Carroll. Terrific mark.
I've noticed this year, Ash, that crowd averages are up.
They are. And a good crowd today, BT.
Yep.
36,468.
And that's up 8,000.
Yep.
Taken in a very good tackle. Doherty picked it up, flicked it back to Cripps. Cripps taken again in a tackle. Buckley came forward, but it's holding the ball.
Take your kick.
And Fonte's going to be the recipient.
Might be Bedford, I reckon.
Bedford, Brian.
One of those. Both got sort of dark hair. Bedford down the line here, looking for the little helmeted Jones. Got it off to that man, Angove. Stripped away here by Carlton's Carroll. Got it inside to Lord. Little low ball on his toes for Charlie. Tries to back out of the pack. Through comes the brute Cripps. Handball before he had it. Ash stripped it away at centre half back. Immediately on the counter attack goes wide to Tom Green.
Tom Green's got a tough ball to handle, so he's got to flick it over to Angove. Angove kicks to half forward poorly. No one there. Hollands on the up. Haynes just hacked it forward. Big thump by Angove inside 50 straight to Wiedering. And Wiedering sits it up a long way looking for Carroll. I thought he was infringed in the air. No free for the Blues. O'Halloran thumps it forward. Handball too strong for Jones. Got a body line this. Flicked it to Jesse Hogan. Goal Giants. Darcy Jones, a lovely touch. Hogs has got 4. And the margin now, Ash.
Margin, JB, 21 points to the Giants, equal game high.
And that is all on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
I just feel like the more the ball is in motion, the more it suits GWS and the way that they want to play. Some really big one-on-one wins for the Giants in that little passage of play. First of all, the tackle from Bedford, but then any time the ball was in dispute, a Giants jumper just went harder at it and then really topped off by another play from one of those small brigades in Darcy Jones. Clever. Wiedering was going to absolutely smash him if he took possession. Hogan kicks the goal.
Yeah, well, Jones is in a bit of Barney rubble there if he didn't tap it on. It was a flyweight versus a heavyweight.
You ever watch the Flintstones?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Giants have got 7
You were
years,
around for the Flintstones?
I was, yeah. I'm an 80s baby.
Do you like Fred or Barney?
Barney.
Or Wilma?
Barney.
Wilma was the sexy person.
It's a warning against the Giants.
Warning against the Giants here for the 6.
And Betty was Betty. Who was the other? What was the
Betty
other?
was Barney's wife.
Barney's wife.
And I don't know.
Wilma?
No, Wilma.
Wilma and Betty was
Yeah,
the
Wilma
two
and Betty
girls.
were the 2 wives. And Dino, of course, the dinosaurs.
She had red hair, Jim.
I can't remember. One was blonde. I know that much. Long time since I've seen the Flintstones.
She did. They lived in a very funny little house.
At Bedrock, though, there was the town.
Yep.
Not a lot to do in our day is when you're growing up, so the cartoons are about it.
There's Hollands. Bursting out of the tackle. They desperately need a goal. It has to be the next one, Carlton. Tom Green burst away. Beautiful kick to the leading Cadman. Cadman unmatched at half forward. No one stands the mark. He's free to do as he wishes. Creeps another 10 metres. High ball inside 50. Here comes Hogan. Wiedering is there to spoil. Win down to Walsh. Walsh to Hollands. Hollands, little handball to Sard. Sard to Chera. They're living dangerously here. The pressure's mounting. They turn it over. Green gives it off. They go forward again. Haynes has got to save the day, and he does. Takes the mark, last line of defence.
Yep. And he'll go short and find Carroll. Half back pocket. And they've got a motive from here now, the Blues. Carroll in the Buckley and McGovern direction, and McGovern a jump but can't take it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
And out in front of the GWS bench. How long have we got? We've got 8 minutes, and what's the margin, Ash?
Margin, JB, 21 points.
4 unanswered goals needed for the Blues in 8 minutes. He's down to Motlop, avoiding him, Bedford.
Play on, no.
Motlop go at it again with Shearer ground level as well. That's holding the ball. It's going to go the Blues' way. Dived on it. You heard the umpire.
And
Matt Stevic.
Ango's been subbed out, Abs.
As he was cramping up badly a few minutes ago, and as we know, Adam Kingsley very vocal, just having a chat to Ralston, who comes into the game.
I was going to say, couldn't be a performance issue.
We'll kick out wide. Here's Jones. Takes the mark. They can start to wind clock off. Here, 7.5 minutes to go. Still enough time for the Blues. Whatever you're doing, if you're here, do not leave. Ash, just forward to centre wing. Just support.
It'll be a quick trip out of the car park by the looks of it.
Ash.
Play on.
Kicking down the line. This is going to be the flavour of the day. They're going to start to milk the clock here.
Play on.
Jones here, kicked into the man on the mark. Picked up here by Whitfield to Jones. Jones gives it off, and inside Brown goes, and the mark is taken here by Toby Green, and he will definitely milk the clock.
A bit rough on our man Ash when there's a guy called Ash playing. Every time you say his name, BT, he just jumps a little bit thinking you're looking for a red Z, but it's just you calling Lockie Ash having another disposal.
Yes, well, I'm hurting to keep on his toes. So Toby Green is going to run around and kick on the right boot here. Man on the mark is about 25 to 30 metres out. And Toby just waiting for the right time to go. And he goes now. Kick around the corner. High ball. Got it. And that looks pretty damn good. Toby Green, superb. Did it really well. How many has he kicked today, Ash?
Triple M Red ZBT, 3 majors.
3 majors for Toby Green. And they're out to a game-high 27-point lead.
Jez Cameron.
Yeah, he's, he had to dress up for a 10-year-old birthday party today, and then he was making his way down to Marvel. So 2 different types of morning and afternoon, you'd say, Ash. But what a huge game Green's had in his 250th. And I just feel like if he was playing footy in Melbourne, he'd be an absolute megastar of the competition. He is a star in his own right, but he probably doesn't get the plaudits he deserves. I just think he's an amazing footballer, and he's been one of the best in the competition for over a decade.
Yeah, and I'll get Ash to have a look. I'll give you a little bit of time to gather this, but you feel like Toby Green, when he plays in milestone games, has a very good record. I remember he played his 200th against Geelong and just spoiled the party down there at GMHBA.
Yeah, I didn't play that game.
That's probably why he won. He thought you were out and thought, I'll have that as my 200.
Rested that week.
Thought he might have illegally disposed of the ball, but Trip is going to go the Blues' way.
Outside 5. Play on.
Motlop thumps a long ball to half forward. And well done by Taylor. Took a really good mark. Grand final of the APS. Bristol, Haileybury have beaten Caulfield by 13 points.
Right.
Lordo will be happy.
Lordo will be very happy, and Jimmy Bartell won't be happy.
Play on.
Of course, not the major private schools. The
100% major ones, Brian.
The minor league.
Not the third tier that you're talking about.
Most of the good schools are in the suburban, not out in the middle of Springvale.
Any celebrations, JB?
No, I very much doubt there will be, and even if they're organised, I don't reckon Lordo will be attending. He'll stay where he is.
Having a family, a sort of a parents get together. Lordo.
Once bitten.
27-point lead here for the Giants. This is going to put them in a position as they go forward, and Toby Green's going to mark again. And he'll milk the clock again here, Toby.
Don't give it off.
So they'll win this, and they'll be 6 and 5. Good position. Carlton will be 4 and 7 for the year. So Toby Green lining up for goal number 4. They've got away. They've kicked the last 3 of this last quarter. The Giants could not sustain it, the Blues, and go with them. A disappointed bunch they are looking at the moment. Mackay comes back onto the ground. Green was going to pass off and milk another 30. Instead, goes for home and misses to the left-hand side. 110 plays 82 in favour of the Giants on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
What a weird season this is. The Giants beat Geelong in Geelong, then get belted by Fremantle at home, and then they come here and do a number on Carlton. How do you put a form line through the GWS Footy Club?
Well, a few teams are like that at the moment.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it?
Just for reference, Isaac Smith did play in Toby Green's last milestone game. He's 200.
Oh, must have been another one.
But Izzy had 24 disposals, 12 score involvements and 3 goal assists and 624 metres gained.
Oh, I did everything I could.
Back, it's picked off by Holland. Tumbles at 4, gets past about 5.
You absolutely just made those up, didn't
Buckley
you?
picks it up. Got it to Whitfield. Thumping wide handball, Thomas. Running onto it, Toby Green. Been superb, as the boys have said. And the clock is literally now just winding down.
It's the first, when you get to 250, JB, you can be chaired off.
But I don't think he'll want it, Toby.
No, he won't.
It's not his style.
He won't want any of it.
No. Ware came at the ball, Walsh came at him, and then Whitfield had it held in. Now a throw against Whitfield is going to go the way of Sam Walsh.
He was embarrassed pre-game when they made a little presentation to him. He didn't want that either.
It's not his style, bro.
No, gave him a bottle of wine, and he was respectful, but just didn't need it.
Well,
footy here.
It's like Ange on the dais. Did you see that? Ange was standing off to the side, said this is about the players.
Yep.
It's the Australian way, because we're not knobs.
No, that's right. Here's Hollands. Right to the halfback, spearing ball here, coming at the ball strike. Yeah, good mark taken there by Himmelberg. Really nice fly at halfback, and they're just going to take all the juice out of this game now. It's been a particularly good win for the Giants. Little sideways kick and finds the opportunity out there now. And they want to go backwards, says Ash.
I'll tell you what Australians are as well. They're respectful. There's 2 games here at Marvel and 3/4 of the crowd have left, so the AFL can clean it up before the next game.
Yeah, very respectful. Buckley down the line. Toby Green has just helped ice this game, taking seconds off the clock. Takes another nice mark there. Handball to Ward. Ward's on the boundary line, but looking for someone to give it to, and he finds the perfect one. So a nice little ball to the sub that has been activated in Ralston. And Ralston goes short, finds a good-looking ball, and once again O'Halloran marks. O'Halloran a kick inside 50 to Tom Green. Couldn't mark the footy. Turnover. Complete Motlop.
Chera, thumping ball, going to go straight to Buckley. So the other thing that Ange could have been thinking about in the dais is he could remember Frank Lowy.
Oh, no. I was at that game.
He thought to himself, I better just be careful where I'm standing that I don't go arse over.
I was about 15 metres from when Frank did that, and I was genuinely worried for him when he went down.
Had the grass in the hair. He literally landed on his head.
It was a big fall.
Oh, my goodness. Aaliyah, high and long. And a mark taken by DeConing. A couple of Bronxies for TDK. Free kick given to Doherty.
A little unfair.
And Doherty will take the footy. I think Blues fans, that Bronxy's also a bit about the fact that he's having a look around, Brian.
Yeah.
The market.
Outside 5. Play on.
Doherty.
No, play on.
Adam Kingsley has finally stopped talking.
Gets it to pins. Yeah, he's worked out they're going to win. So the instructions have stopped.
He's just saying, hold that board up.
And out of play is Corey Durden. The ball to be thrown in.
Yep. So a couple of minutes to go here. 1.5 minutes to go in this game. And it's a sensational win here for the Giants. Blues, we've got to contemplate where they're at and what they can do from here. Giants can only get better. Got quite a few good players out. Injured at the moment as Cripps tries to rip it away from the stoppage. Bedford is there as well. DeConing went and got it. Cripps had a second go. He was dispossessed. Little kick off the ground here. Walsh went. So did the opportunity with Jones. No, those players won in the end. Picked up here by the Blues. They'll go back inside 50. Little kick around the corner has been marked by Tom Green. And play on is the call here for the Giants.
Out in front of Toby Green. He runs a little mini arc and then can thump it back by hand. Very nice kick, finds the sub in Ralston. So he has it right in front of Abbey. His kick's a little strong for Ward. Out of play it goes and it'll be thrown in. About 65 out from the Giants' goal. And they're going to be convincing winners in this game of footy. Good performance. 110 plays 82. Ball held into Cripps. Motlop slices through, gave it to Doherty into the centre. A real side-winding half among. Himmelberg, is it out there? Yes, it is, and he's able to control it to Whitfield, centre of the ground. So 28 seconds left. Lockie Ash. And he'll go short to what? I still like the Giants. They haven't been consistent. They haven't brought their best stuff, but their best is as good as anyone in the comp. Cody, for me.
Yeah, it's just whether or not they can do it enough times more than they don't, really, because at times they seem like their own worst enemy, the way that they turn up to games and struggle to perform. Obviously had a lot of games at the start of the year, not at home, but have made up for that.
Well, where does that sit in this win? I'll give you the scoreboard, 17-8, 110 to 12-10, 82.
Yeah. Currently inside the 8. They're 8th on the ladder. They're level on points with Essendon, who are sitting 9th, and they're one game clear of Fremantle, who have a game in hand, but they're 9% in front of the Dockers, JB.
So for me, they're a better side than both Freo and Essendon, for instance.
Yeah, I think their best is much better than those two teams. We saw them obviously not very good last week against Fremantle, and Fremantle, to their credit, they turned up. They're two teams that probably at the moment you don't know what you're going to get from either of them, so that's the part of their game they really need to improve. Be able to do it week in, week out, and the gap between their best and their worst, which you could say about a lot of teams this year, JB, that gap is far too big for them to be consistently performing.
I mean, we saw Brisbane last year. They were iffy to the halfway mark and then came storming home, so maybe now's not the time to have your best stuff. Now let's have a listen to Toby Green.
Toby, what a game. It broke open in that third quarter, but that was pretty tough for you guys, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was very even until probably the last 15 minutes and able to get a little bit of ascendancy, but yeah, it was just a good win on the road after we were really disappointed with last week, so great response.
Let's talk about the transition game. 9 goals from your defensive half, but in the last quarter the forwards rolled the sleeves up, so 4 goals from your forward half, you got it done.
Yeah, and that's what wins you big games and gets you into finals, so we know that's our work on, and when you do it well, it's you're hard to play against.
Let's talk about your 250. It's a great milestone. You've been in the game a long time and this club's been through so much. Tell us about the week. Was it an exhausting week for you?
Yeah, a little bit, just like geez, I was sick of seeing myself on Instagram, so no, it was good, but the best thing about it was all the people that reached out, people you meet along the way. It's the best thing about footy, and when you're there for a while, you meet them from all around, and it was just awesome to hear from all them.
Yeah, and you're a family man now. I'll to walk her out with the banner and your wife. Like, what a special moment. When she's old enough, she'll be able to watch that back. It's fantastic to have, isn't it?
It is. That was the only thing I was really looking forward to about the day, getting to run out with her. So that was awesome, and we'll see how she's going now. See how she's gone. But no, it was awesome and good fun when you win like that.
And you mentioned the rooms. You had Hurdy, Craig Lambert, Sheeds, and they handed you, I'm hoping it was a Grange 1970. I'm not sure. It might have been Port. What was it?
I actually didn't open it. Hopefully, or something from '93. It was awesome and great to hear from them, and it mean a lot to me in my life.
Mate, you've had a super career. There's plenty more in the Toby Green story. Well done today, and just finally, I'm going to get Briggsy over here. What about that goal? You got any commentary on that? What he did out of the ruck, Toby?
Sharp, wasn't he? He's missed about 10 this year, so he's due, and it was awesome. He had a great game against one of the best rucks in the comp.
You go and enjoy it, mate.
All right, well done, Toby Green. A star. Votes for you, Kate?
Yeah, so 1 vote to Lockie Whitfield. I thought his change in role, he really performed well, had some good impact on the game, 27 disposal, 8 intercept and 7 score involvements. Chessie Hogan had 9 disposals, but how's the return on it? 4 goals and 8 score involvements from 9 disposals. And then that man that we just heard from in game 250, Toby Green, 28 disposals, 9 marks, 13 score involvements, which is his equal third most in his career in those whole 250 games. 565 metres gained and 3 goals, 3 to go with it. Could have been a huge afternoon for Toby.
All right, well done. 28-point win for GWS. McDonald's, the new Tennessee barbecue range, has arrived at Macca's only for a limited time. Going to be down to the rooms with Abby after this from McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter, the Titanium Caravans. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious Titanium Caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks footy.
built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank. and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z, backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Cbus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong long-term returns for after the final whistle. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus, receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z, backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Cbus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong long-term returns for after the final whistle. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus, receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z, backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy. The Triple M footy review for Amy. When clangers happen, it's lucky you're with Amy.
Welcome back to Marvel Stadium. The Blues unable to get over the Giants. It was GWS by 28 points. Very happy group, I'd imagine. Abby Holmes, as we get down to you.
They certainly are, JB. This is the Triple M Amy review. Isaac Smith is down with me in the Giants rooms. And Izzy, it's pumping down here.
It is. Good vibe, good vibe. I think they're up and about. Obviously, Toby Green made a big deal about his 250th.
Yep.
And I think they really wanted to get the win for their captain. As mentioned a bit earlier today, that possibly their greatest Giant ever.
Yep.
Maybe Jeremy Cameron had argue that, but he'd be certainly in the top 3 Giants of all time, I thought.
We will be catching up with the one and only Jesse Hogan in just a few minutes' time, but gee, he can dominate games of footy, can't he? I mean, he finishes with 4. He might go missing here and there throughout quarters, but he always manages to put bags of goals on.
Yeah, and I think the ability to be able to go into the midfield and have such an impact there allows him to get involved more so than other small, medium type forwards. So he's just an impressive footballer. I said it on air that I reckon he's been one of the best players in the competition for over a decade, and it's an absolute joy to watch him.
Reigning Coleman medalist, of course, and for the Giants, they'd lost 4 of their last 5 coming into this clash, and being on the road under the roof at Marvel Stadium against the Blues, at home. It's a big win for them.
Yeah, it was an important game for them. It was an important game for Carlton or GWS, whoever could get the win, because whoever lost would start to lose a little bit of touch. And I don't know, I haven't checked the live ladder, but I feel like that might have popped them back up, maybe above Essendon into the 8. I'll quickly check that for you, Abby. Don't get much service down here, but they're starting to play good footy again. If they can get some troops back, get their midfield up and going again, they're going to be very dangerous. Yep, they sneak into the 8. They just jump Essendon on percentage.
The Bombers are out again after last night being in. They were up and about. The Maccas, I'm loving it moment. Here's how it was called on Triple M Footy.
And Briggs! Sockersy caught it mid-air. Striker style. And he scores.
We love that from the big fella, didn't we, Briggsy from the ruck?
Hey, how are you?
Oh, hello, Jesse Hogan.
How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Good, sir.
Jesse Hogan has jumped in with us down here in the rooms after the Giants win. What a win for the group.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Toby's 250th. I think the way he started the game, I think he had 10 touches and 2 goals at quarter time, and he finished really strong too. So to come down here and get a big win for his 250th, these are the games you love to win, and the energy in the change rooms is it's electric. So no, we'll enjoy this.
He doesn't seem like the guy that wants a big deal made about it, but was there a bit of a deal made about it this week? You could argue he's probably the greatest Giants player of all time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every meeting we had a lot of tributes and stuff, and he kind of struggles to watch it. So I think once we got the last one done in the change room today, he was just this ready to go and get the football. We may as well get to the game.
May as well get to the best part first, Abby. What are the celebrations? Is he staying back in Melbourne? Is he ready to have a few beers?
I think he is. I think he has about 250 of his mates here, so I'm not sure what the play is, and I'm not sure what his brother's doing, but they're pretty loose. Last function they were barely speaking English, so we'll see how they go. But it's only for 3:30, so there's plenty of time.
Fill the listeners in a little bit. You coach Kingsley on the bench all day, using a couple of computer screens. Ben Hart down there as well. What's the thinking behind that?
You'd have to ask him, mate. I think he just likes to be able to give direct feedback to the players. I think if he's in the box, he feels a bit disconnected. So I don't want to speak for him because he probably does have some different views, but that's my view on it.
And our Macca's my loving it moment was Briggsy's goal. We thought he maybe got a bit of inspiration out of the Tottenham Hotspurs during the week. Pretty special.
It was pretty special, mate. He celebrated. I was the first one in front of him, and he almost pushed me down. So the big fella was loving it, and maybe there was a bit of inspiration behind it.
I might just sneak in with a question here. You love taking over interviews, don't you? How about that forward line, though? I mean, you popped up with another 4 goals. You've got Brown with 3, Riccardi with 3, Toby, of course, with 3 goals. It just looks like a hell of a lot of fun down there.
Absolutely. I mean, I speak about this most weeks. Cadman's getting to that kind of 50 game in his 3rd, 4th year, and Riccardi's one of the hardest working big men in the game. So it's nice when we get a bit of cohesion and everyone gets a lick. But we probably need to do it a bit more consistently. But it's one of those days where everyone played pretty well. So we'll enjoy it.
Isaac and I were just having a chat. You've lost 4 of the 5 games before you came in today. Where do you think the group's at? I mean, it's crazy to think we're at round 11 already. It's flying by the season. But where do you think the group's at?
Look, clearly we'd like to have won a few more, to be honest. Like both teams came in backs against the wall, and I think we're just in the 8, depending on a few things. So we've got a lot to work on. We're far from the finished project, and we're just not consistent enough today. But we showed really good signs of that today, and we'll review that and move on to Richmond next week.
When do you expect to get a few of the troops back, especially through the midfield?
Finn Callahan, I think he didn't need surgery, so hopefully that's only a couple of weeks. And Brent Daniels is a massive hole when Brent's not playing, but maybe just before the bye, just after the bye. And Cogs has started running, so I'm not really sure what he's up to. And then we got a couple more, so we'll just drip them in over the next few weeks, hopefully.
A few days off after this, or what's the plans?
I'm heading back, and then I'm not too sure. I think we play next Saturday, mate. So I think we'll just be straight back and then straight into it.
Congratulations. We'll let you go and soak this up because it's absolutely pumping down here in the rooms.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
See you next week for the Tigers.
That's it.
That is for Bob Jane T-Marts, of course. They've got great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call or shop online today. T's and C's apply, of course. Isaac, about choice hotels around the grounds. Where are we going after this one?
Yeah, straight or big game. MCG, we've got Hawthorn v Brisbane. Somehow Hawthorn are going in favourites with the bookies. I'm not sure how, but a huge game. Then we jump back here to Marvel, the double header. We've got Collingwood v North Melbourne, and then over to Optus Stadium, Freo, Port Adelaide. So I'd say 3 very big games this evening. Some good football.
Choice Hotels gets you more for your money, of course, so you can check into more, get the lowest price guaranteed when you book direct at choicehotels.com.au. That is just about it from us here for Triple M Footy. It is the Giants' big win over the Blues. Catch you at the MCG.
Yes, looking forward to it.
The Triple M Footy Review for Amy. When clangers happen, it's lucky you're with Amy.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Cbus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong, long-term returns for after the final whistle. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cash back on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z. Backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Cbus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong, long-term returns for after the final whistle. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cash back on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z. Backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Cbus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong, long-term returns for after the final whistle. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Every massive moment
You're guilty!
lives right here.
That's how you do it!
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
Ah, yes, MCG doesn't look a picture, and 2 quality sides here this afternoon for the twilight match. The Mighty Hawks are in town, and of course the Brisbane Lions have flown in to challenge them. They've stumbled both in the last couple of weeks, but of course a pretty hot season for both in 2025. Baz Denner with you. Chris Johnson, 264 3-timer. How are you?
Yeah, well, Baz, looking forward to this game.
Of course, 325 2-timer, the great Jude Bolton's here. G'day, Jude.
Hey, top 4 clash at the G. Where else would you rather be?
Well, the most number 1 caller in Australia, Al Nicholson's here. G'day, Al.
Not true, but I can't wait for this. Baz, going to be a belter.
You wrote that yourself. For Bob Jane T-Marts on the bench, let's go downstairs straight away because Alexandra Bryan has a very very special guest on the boundary line to kick us off.
Yeah, I do indeed. It's going to be a ripping afternoon of footy. I'm joined by assistant Brisbane coach Cam Bruce. Your second time back at the G after your grand final win, but I hate to sound negative. You're coming off the back of that 71-point draw with North Melbourne, the loss with Melbourne. Fague said you were annihilated in that last quarter. How have you addressed that this week?
Yeah, look, it wasn't, it hasn't been going to plan the last couple of weeks, but we've identified some areas that have sort of let us down, and we know that we've gone away from our reliable footy, and what better opportunity to do it against a side that's certainly going to be a contender this year.
And I did mention Fags, it's his 200th game as coach today. We're not going to call him old, we won't do that. We'll call him experienced. How much does he mean to the club?
Oh, look, for what he's done, for where the club was when he first was engaged as the coach, to where we are now, in some form, some would say probably a bit of a destination club. So, you know, a premiership coach, thoroughly deserving. I've been very fortunate to be with him nearly his whole football journey. He gave me my first opportunity as a player, and so I relocated the whole family, and so if that's any indication, he means a hell of a lot to me, and I've got a lot of belief in what he does, and so does the club.
Brucey, it's Stu Bolton up in the box,
Stu.
mate. How are you?
Good,
mate, the Hawks' danger smalls, Watson, McDonald and Dylan Moore, how wary are you of their influence over this game?
Yeah, look, they are very dangerous players. I think ultimately their influence is increased when there's speed on the ball and they're allowed to play an uncontested game. So ideally we'll be nice and tough and hard and tackling like Jude Bolton used to,
Yes.
to be able to somewhat pressure the ball and put it into a contest, which we feel like in that situation we'll get an advantage.
Brucey, Jono, mate, just want to talk to you about the midfield pressure, because last week, obviously it was up in the first half, but the second half, the pressure of the Lions midfield up against the Melbourne midfield, the ball was able to flow pretty quick in the forward line. How much of a focus is there been on the midfield this week to put a lot of pressure on this Hawthorn midfield?
Yeah, it's definitely a massive focus, mate. We, if you look at the previous games against Hawthorn, that's where they've exposed us. You know, they've been able to get it to the outside, and we haven't set up in a way which has allowed us to contain it and apply that pressure that's needed. And that did happen last week against against Melbourne. So we've got to make sure we structure up really well. We're organised, and then we've got that appetite to tackle. Not once, twice, just keep repeat tackles and make them, because I think if you know one thing about Hawthorn is I think they're number one for free kicks for. They get a lot of high tackle free kicks for, and they get a lot of whole lot of free kicks, which means that we've got to be tackling, and our technique needs to be spot on.
We're talking to Cameron Bruce down on the boundary line, assistant coach of the Brisbane Lions, talking about intimidation and pressure. Cameron, how intimidating is it to be asked a question of a 264 three-time premiership player for the Brisbane Lions, of course board member as well? Do you feel like you're under the microscope there?
I do feel like every response will be analysed, and I'll expect some form of requirement at the next board level meeting if it doesn't go to plan.
No, Brucey, you answered them perfectly.
Jono said I had to ask you this tough one. How are you going to get Charlie Cameron firing again? His form just hasn't quite been there to the extent that we know he can play.
Yeah, look, Charlie, we know he's a bit of a barometer for us. One thing, he is getting opportunities. The biggest area of his game that's letting him down is his accuracy. I think he's kicking at about 25% accuracy, which, as a forward it's not ideal. So that goal kicking, we know, is something that can fluctuate, and is really a confidence thing, because he's done it in the past. He's been doing a lot of practice. He's in a good space mentally, and he's had plenty of enjoyable experiences here at the MCG. So hopefully today we get a heap of supply, and he'll get some opportunities, and he'll finish the work, and it'll go to us winning the game.
You found an unlikely focal point against the D's in Darcy Gardner. Kick 4. He's an amazing competitor, isn't he?
He's just. Sometimes that's the kind of player you need, like we've got a lot of X factor in the forward line, but you also need to complement that with hard workers, reliable, just turn up, create space, and that's what he does, and he gets a reward because he just keeps doing the the high percentage plays, and will he be expecting the same thing today?
Cameron, have a great afternoon. All the best to the Brisbane Lions. A big day at the MCG, a ground you guys are very familiar with.
Good on you guys. Thanks a lot for having me.
Cameron Bruce down on the boundary line, joining us, Alexandra Bryant down there for Bob Jane T-Marts. Of course, Bob Jane T-Marts have great buy through, get one free, plus instant cashback deals. Call or shop online today. T's and C's apply. Jono and Bolts and Al, it's been a tough couple of weeks for the Brisbane Lions. The draw in Tassie, and of course going down on their home ground. Very rare at the Coliseum to Melbourne, who had been struggling before that.
Yeah, look, I'd have to say probably over the last fortnight a little complacency has set into this team. I think obviously they've been up for quite a while. They'll be last year and then this year as well. And look, when I've watched them at Ninja Stadium down in Tassie, they got out in front, Jude, and it looked like they were going to go away with it. And then they sort of just put their heels back and sort of relaxed a bit. And there were a couple of sort of fundamental errors. And then last week as well, they were pretty good in the first half, but geez, Melbourne, they really came hard, and some of their efforts at certain times, you sort of just wonder whether the effort or the hunger is still there, and that's what you look at premiership sides at, and whether you're the Brisbane Lions or whoever's won it in previous years, when they start to lose, you go under the microscope a little bit more, and I reckon at the moment this is a crucial game for the Lions to get this season on track, because if they go 1 draw and 2 losses, they could pretty much slide outside the 8 within the next fortnight or so.